It's not I'm from right here in the Bay Area, from Berkeley, California. Today I'll be playing with the Lyria real-time tool. This is going to be a performance and an experiment. Everything I'm playing is completely improvised, and I'm basically jamming with the computer. The computer will also be jamming with me. Feel free to just settle in. It's not a heavy performance. You can look at your phone, you can make friends, talk to your neighbors, but the energy will eventually pick up, and then we'll be ready for the seminar. Here we go. prompt to each knob, and everything from sitar, drone, to tabla, to minimal techno. I was sort of adding these different elements and genres. I felt like this is a really cool project to take on. Personally, music is my spiritual guide. Music is going towards AI with or without me, and it's my responsibility as an artist to keep up. I think it's good for us to remember we're here today to see each other in person. And I think it's great to remember people matter. So make some friends today, shake some hands, meet some people. My name is Chaz. Thank everybody. See you next time.
on. Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Google I/O. So good to see everyone here in Shoreline, and hello to everyone joining virtually around the world. I learned that today is the start of Gemini season. Not really sure what the big deal is. Every day is Gemini season here at Google. Normally you wouldn't have heard much from us in the weeks leading up to I/O. That's because we'd be saving our best models for the stage. But in our Gemini era, we're just as likely to ship our most intelligent model on a random Tuesday in March, or a really cool breakthrough like Alpha Evolve just a week before. We want to get our best models into your hands and our products ASAP. And so we are shipping faster than ever. We've announced over a dozen models and research breakthroughs and released over 20 major AI products and features, all since the last I/O. I'm particularly excited about the rapid model progress. You can see the step function change here. ELO scores, one measure of progress, are up more than 300 points since the first generation of Gemini Pro. And today, Gemini 2.5 Pro sweeps the Marina leaderboard in all categories. It is state-of-the-art on many benchmarks, and we also made rapid progress in coding. Our updated 2.5 Pro reached #1 on Web Arena and now surpasses the previous version by 142 kilo points. It's getting a lot of love across the top coding platforms thanks to all of you. On Cursor, the leading AI code editor, Gemini is the fastest growing model of the year, producing hundreds of thousands of lines of accepted code every single minute. Now this last milestone might be the most impressive, at least in some circles. A couple of weeks ago, Gemini completed Pokemon Blue. Earned all 8 badges, traveled to Victory Road, defeated the Elite Four and the champion, bringing us one step closer to achieving API, Artificial Pokemon Intelligence. All of this progress is enabled by our world-leading infrastructure, the foundation of our full-stack approach to AI. Our 7th generation GPU, Ironwood, the first design to power thinking and inference at scale. It delivers 10x the performance over the previous generation. That's an incredible 42.5 exaflops of compute per pod. It's amazing. It's coming to Google Cloud customers later this year. Our infrastructure strength down to the TPU is what helps us deliver dramatically fast models. Of the top models on the Marina leaderboard, Gemini holds the top 3 spots for highest output tokens generated per second, all while model prices are coming down significantly. There's a hard trade-off between price and performance. Yet over and over, we've been able to deliver the best models at the most effective price point. Not only is Google leading this parade of frontier, we've fundamentally shifted the frontier itself. The result, more intelligence available for everyone, everywhere. And the world is responding and adopting AI faster than ever before. One marker of progress. This time last year, we were processing 9.7 trillion tokens a month across our products and APIs. Now, we are processing 480 trillion monthly tokens. That's about a 50x increase in just a year. We're also seeing a wave of adoption across our developer AI tools. Today, over 7 million developers have built with the Gemini API across both Google AI Studio and Vertex AI. Over 5x growth since last I/O, and Gemini usage on Vertex AI is up more than 40 times since last year. AI adoption is increasing across our products. The Gemini app now has over 400 million monthly active users. We are seeing strong growth and engagement, particularly with 2.5 models. For those using 2.5 Pro with the Gemini app, usage has gone up 45%. We'll hear a lot more about the Gemini app later. We're also seeing incredible momentum in search. Today, AI overviews have more than 1.5 billion users every month. That means Google Search bringing generative AI to more people than any other product in the world. And along with AI overviews, AI mode is the next big step for search. You'll hear more about this later. What all this progress means is that we are in a new phase of the AI platform, where decades of research are becoming reality for people all over the world. I want to share 3 examples of how research is transforming our products today. Project Starline, Astra, and Marina. We debuted Project Starline, our breakthrough 3D video technology at I/O a few years back. The goal was to create a feeling of being in the same room as someone, even if you were far apart. We continue to make technical advances, and today we are ready to announce our next chapter, introducing Google Beam, a new AI-first video communications platform. Beam uses a new state-of-the-art video model to transform 2D video streams into a realistic 3D experience. Behind the scenes, an array of 6 cameras captures you from different angles, and with AI, we can merge these video streams together and render you on a 3D light field display. With near-perfect head tracking down to the millimeter and at 60 frames per second, all in real time. The result, a much more natural, deeply immersive conversational experience. We are so excited to bring this technology to others. In collaboration with HP, the first Google Beam devices will be available for early customers later this year. HP will have a lot more to share a few weeks from now. Stay tuned. Over the years, we've been bringing underlying technology from Starline into Google Meet that includes real-time speech translation to help break down language barriers. Here's an example of how this could be useful when booking a vacation rental in South America and you don't speak the language. Let's take a look.
Hi Camila, let me turn on speech translation. It's nice to finally talk to you. Es bueno hablarte finalmente. No puedo esperar a alquilar tu casa.
Vas a divertir mucho. Creo que te va a encantar. You're gonna have a lot of fun, and I think you're gonna love visiting the city. The house is in a very nice neighborhood and overlooks the mountains.
That sounds wonderful. Eso suena maravilloso. ¿Es la casa cercana al transporte público o recomiendas alquilar un coche?
Hay un autobús cerca. There's a bus nearby, but I would recommend renting a car so you can visit the nature and enjoy it.
That sounds great. Eso suena genial.
You can see how well it matches the speaker's tone, patterns, and even their expression. We are even closer to having a natural and free-flowing conversation across languages. Today, we are introducing this real-time speech translation directly in Google Meet. English and Spanish translation is now available for subscribers, with more languages rolling out in the next few weeks. And real-time translation will be coming to enterprises later this year. Another early research project that debuted on the I/O stage was Project Astra. It explores the future capabilities of a universal AI assistant that can understand the world around you. We are starting to bring it to our products. Today, Gemini Live has Project Astra's camera and screen sharing capabilities, so you can talk about anything you see. People are using it in so many ways, whether practicing for a job interview or training for a marathon. We've been appreciating the feedback from our trusted testers and some who are a little less trusted. Take a look.
That's a pretty nice convertible. I think you might have mistaken the garbage truck for a convertible. Is there anything else I can help you with? What's this skinny building doing in my neighborhood? It's a street light, not a building. Why are these palm trees so short? I'm worried about them. They're not short. They're actually pretty tall. Sick convertible. Garbage truck again. Anything else? Why do people keep delivering packages to my lawn? It's not a package. It's a utility box. Why is this person following me wherever I walk? No one's following you. That's just your shadow.
Gemini is pretty good at telling you when you're wrong. We are rolling this out to everyone on Android and iOS starting today. Next, we also have our research prototype project partner. It's an agent that can interact with the web and get stuff done. Stepping back, we think of agents as systems that combine the intelligence of advanced AI models with access to tools. They can take actions on your behalf and under your control. Computer use is an important agentic capability. It's what enables agents to interact with and operate browsers and other software. Project Miner was an early step forward in testing computer use capabilities. We released it as an early research prototype in December, and we've made a lot of progress since. First, we are introducing multitasking, and it can now oversee up to 10 simultaneous tasks. Second, it's using a feature called teach and repeat. This is where you can show it a task once, and it learns a plan for similar tasks in the future. We are bringing Project Miner's computer use capabilities to developers via the Gemini API. Trusted testers like Automation Anywhere and UiPath are already starting to build with it, and it will be available more broadly this summer. Computer use is part of a broader set of tools we will need to build for an agent ecosystem to flourish, like our open agent-to-agent protocol so that agents can talk to each other. We launched this at Cloud Next with support of over 60 technology partners. We hope to see that number grow. Then there is the Model Context Protocol introduced by Anthropic so agents can access other services. Today we are excited to announce that our Gemini SDK is now compatible with MCP tools. These technologies will work together to make agents even more useful. And we are starting to bring agentic capabilities to Chrome, Search, and the Gemini app. Let me show you what we are excited about in the Gemini app. We call it Agent Mode. Say you want to find an apartment for you and 2 roommates in Austin. We each got a budget of $1,200 a month. You want a washer dryer or at least a laundromat nearby. Normally, you have to spend a lot of time scrolling through endless listings. Using Agent Mode, the Gemini app goes to work behind the scenes. It finds listings from sites like Zillow that match your criteria and uses Project Miner when needed to adjust very specific filters. If there's an apartment you want to check out, Gemini uses MCP to access the listings and even schedule a tour on your behalf. And it'll keep browsing for new listings for as long as you need, freeing you up to do the stuff you want to do, like plan the housewarming party. Great for companies like Zillow, bringing in new customers and improving conversion rates. An experimental version of the Agent Mode in the Gemini app will be coming soon to subscribers. This is a new and emerging area, and we are excited to explore how best to bring the benefits of agents to users and the ecosystem more broadly. The best way we can bring research into reality is to make it really useful in your own reality. That's where personalization will be really powerful. We are working to bring this to life with something we call personal context. With your permission, Gemini models can use relevant context across your Google Apps in a way that is private, transparent, and fully under your control. Let me show you an example in Gmail. You might be familiar with our AI-powered smart reply features. It's amazing how popular they are. Now imagine if those responses could sound like you. That's the idea behind personalized smart replies. Let's say my friend wrote to me looking for advice. He's taking a road trip to Utah, and he remembers I did this trip before. Now, if I'm being honest, I would probably reply something short and unhelpful. Sorry, Felix. But with personalized smart replies, I can be a better friend. That's because Gemini can do almost all the work for me. Looking up my notes in Drive, scanning past emails for reservations, and finding my itinerary in Google Docs, trip to Zion National Park. Gemini matches my typical greetings from past emails, captures my tone, style, and favorite word choices, and then it automatically generates a reply. I love how it included details like keeping driving time under 5 hours per day, and it uses my favorite adjective, exciting. Looks great. Maybe you want to make a couple of changes to it and hit send. This will be available in Gmail this summer for subscribers. You can imagine how helpful personal context would be across Search, Docs, Gemini, and more. Today, I've talked about intelligence, agents, and personalization. These are a few of the frontiers where we will make progress, and you'll hear more examples throughout the keynote. But first, I want to invite someone who can share more about the intelligence driving our future innovation. Last year, I introduced him as Sir Demis. This year, we can add Nobel Laureate to his list of titles. Come on out, Demis.
Hey everyone, it's really great to be back here at I.O. We're living through a remarkable moment where AI is making possible an amazing new future. It's been a year of relentless progress for us. As Sundar said, people love interacting with Gemini 2.5. We've seen you vibe code with it, building games and apps in a single shot. You've used its vast reasoning powers on everything from unpacking scientific papers to understanding YouTube videos. And you've told us how collaborative, insightful, and genuinely helpful you found using Gemini. It's so exciting for us to see the awesome things you've all been doing and building with it. Gemini 2.5 Pro is our most intelligent model ever, and the best foundation model in the world. Just 2 weeks ago, we shipped a preview of an updated 2.5 Pro, so you could get your hands on it and start building with it right away. We've been really impressed by what you've created, from turning sketches into interactive apps to simulating entire 3D cities. The new 2.5 Pro tops the popular coding leaderboard Web Dev Arena. And now that it incorporates LearnLM, our family of models built with educational experts, 2.5 Pro is also the leading model for learning. And it's #1 across all the leaderboards on LM Arena. Gemini Flash is our most efficient workforce model. It's been incredibly popular with developers who love its speed and low cost. Today, I'm thrilled to announce that we're releasing an updated version of 2.5 Flash. The new Flash is better in nearly every dimension, improving across key benchmarks for reasoning, code, and long context. In fact, it's second only to 2.5 Pro on the LM Arena team. I'm excited to say that Flash will be generally available in early June, with Pro soon after. We're making final adjustments based on your feedback, but you can go try out the preview now in AI Studio, Vertex AI, and Gemini app. As always, we're looking to push the state-of-the-art relentlessly forward, and we're excited about our latest research advances. To tell you more, I'd like to welcome Tulsi to the stage, but first, let's take a look at what you're building with Gemini today.
I'm so excited to share the improvements we're creating to make it easier for developers like all of you to build with Gemini 2.5, all based on your feedback, with improved capabilities, enhanced security and transparency, better cost efficiency, and more control. First, in addition to the new 2.5 Flash that Dennis mentioned, we're also introducing new previews for text-to-speech. These now have a first-of-its-kind multi-speaker support for 2 voices, built on native audio output.
This means the model can converse in more expressive ways. It can capture the really subtle nuances of how we speak. It can even seamlessly switch to a whisper like this.
This works in over 24 languages, and it can even easily go between languages.
So the model can begin speaking in English, but then ये हिंदी या किसी भी और भाषा में switch कर सकता है, and switch back, all with the same voice.
That's pretty awesome, right? You can use this text-to-speech capability starting today in the Gemini API. Yeah. The Live API will also have a 2.5 Flash preview version of native audio dialogue later today, so you can directly build conversational experiences with a more natural Gemini. It's even able to distinguish between the speaker and background voices, so it knows when to respond. And Logan and Paige will show you more in the developer keynote. Second, we strengthen protections against security threats like indirect prompt injection, so Gemini 2.5 is our most secure model yet. And in both 2.5 Pro and Flash, we're including dot summaries via the Gemini API and Vertex AI. Dot summaries take the model's raw thoughts and organize them into a clear format with headers, key details, and information about model actions and tool calls. This gives you increased transparency for what the model is thinking, which is especially useful for high latency tasks, while also just being easy to debug and execute. You also asked us for more efficiency, so today's 2.5 Flash is even more efficient, reducing the number of tokens the model needs to use for the same performance, resulting in 22% efficiency gains on our emails. Finally, we launched 2.5 Flash with thinking budgets to give you control over cost and latency versus quality, and the response was great. So we're bringing thinking budgets to 2.5 Pro, which will roll out in the coming weeks along with our generally available model. With thinking budgets, you can have more control over how many tokens the model uses to think before it responds, or you can simply turn it off. Now, as you heard from Dennis, Gemini 2.5 Pro is incredible in coding. Now, let me show you how you can take any idea you have and bring it to life. So, if you've ever been to the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, it has a set of amazing exhibits. So, to bring that to you today, I got 2.5 Pro to code me a simple web app in Google AI Studio to share some photos and learn more. So, here's what I have so far. But I want to make it more interactive. And I'm still brainstorming the design, but I've got some ideas. You've seen something like this before, right? Someone comes to you with a brilliant idea scratched on a napkin. As a PM, I'm often the someone. Now, standard two-dimensional web design is one thing, but I wanted to make it 3D. And I learned that jumping into 3D isn't easy. It requires learning about all kinds of new things, setting up a scene, camera, lighting, and more. Luckily for me, 2.5 Pro can help. So here, what I'm going to do is I am going to add the image I just showed you with the sphere, and I'm going to add in a prompt to ask 2.5 Pro to update my code based on the image. So we'll let 2.5 Pro get to work, and as you can see, it's starting to think, and it's going ahead and creating a plan based on what I asked for, and it'll apply it to my existing code base. Because Gemini is multimodal, it can understand the abstract sphere sketch and post beautiful 3D animations, applying them to my existing app. So this takes about 2 minutes, so for the purpose of time, we're going to do this baking show style, and I'm going to jump to another tab that I ran right before the keynote with the same prompt. And here's what Gemini generates. Whoa. We went from that rough sketch directly to code, updating multiple of my files, and actually you can see it thought for 37 seconds. And you can see the changes it thought through, and then the files are updated. We did all of this in AI Studio, so once I finish prototyping, I can simply deploy the code along with my Gemini API. So here's our final app in Pro. Look at these animations. And I didn't need to have advanced knowledge of 3.js libraries or figure out the complex 3D math to build this. I know it would have taken forever to do this by hand, and instead, I was able to create this just based on a sketch. I can make this experience even richer with multimodality. So I used 2.5 Flash to add a question to each photo, inviting you to learn a little more about it. But what if it pops? That's where Gemini's native audio comes in.
That's a pangolin, and its scales are made of keratin, just like your fingernails.
Well, now we're talking. You can hear how you can add expressive audio right into your app. And before I share more, I'll leave this demo with another fun layout that 2.5 Pro coded just for us. We put the starter code for anyone to build on top of this demo in Google AI Studio, so we'll try it out. And this is just one example of how Gemini 2.5 is changing how we build, and how you can leverage the incredible capabilities to integrate vision, speech, and coding into your own applications. 2.5 Pro is available on your favorite IDE platforms, and in Google products like Android Studio, Firebase Studio, Gemini Code Assist, and our asynchronous coding agent, Jules. Just submit a task, and Jules takes care of the rest, fixing bugs, making updates. It integrates with GitHub, and works on its own. Jules can tackle complex tasks in large code bases that used to take hours, like updating an older version of Node.js. It can plan the steps, modify files, and more in minutes. So today, I'm delighted to announce that Jules is now in public beta, so anyone can sign up at jules.google. And like Jem said, we're always innovating on new approaches to improve our models, including making them more efficient and performant. We first revolutionized image and video generation by pioneering diffusion techniques. A diffusion model learns to generate outputs by refining noise step by step. Today, we're bringing the power of diffusion to text with our newest research model. This helps it excel at tasks like editing, including in the context of math and code. Because it doesn't just generate left to right, it can iterate on a solution very quickly and error correct during the generation process. Gemini diffusion is a state-of-the-art experimental text diffusion model that leverages this parallel generation to achieve extremely low latency. For example, the version of Gemini diffusion we're releasing today generates 5 times faster than even 2.0 Flash Lite, our fastest model so far, while matching its coding performance. So take this math example. Ready? Go. If you blinked, you missed it. Now earlier, we sped things up. time, we're going to slow it down a little bit. Pretty cool to see the process of how the model gets to the answer 39. This model is currently testing with a small group. And we'll continue our work on different approaches, lowering latency in all of our Gemini models with a faster 2.5 flashlight coming soon. And now, for more on the future of Gemini, back to you, Dennis.
Thanks, Tulsi. We've been busy exploring the frontiers of thinking capabilities of Gemini 2.5. As we know from our experience with AlphaGo, responses improve when we give these models more time to think. Today, we're making 2.5 Pro even better by introducing a new mode we're calling Deep Think. It pushes model performance to its limits, delivering groundbreaking results. Deep Think uses our latest cutting-edge research in thinking and reasoning, including parallel techniques. So far, we've seen incredible performance. We get an impressive score on USAO 2025, currently one of the hardest math benchmarks. It leads on live code bench, difficult benchmarks for code competition level coding, and since Gemini has been natively multimodal from the start, it's no surprise that it also excels on the main benchmark measuring this, MMMU. Because we're defining the frontier with 2.5 Pro Deep Think, we're taking a little bit of extra time to conduct more frontier safety evaluations and get further input from safety experts. As part of that, we're going to make it available to trusted testers via the Gemini API to get their feedback before making it widely available. You'll hear more about our plans for 2.5 Pro Deep Think from Josh later today. Over the past decade, we've laid a lot of the foundations for the modern AI era. From our pioneering work inventing the Transformers architecture, which today underpins all large language models, to agent systems like AlphaGo and AlphaZero, we continue to double down on the breadth and depth of our fundamental research to invent the next big breakthroughs that are needed for artificial general intelligence. Gemini is already the best multimodal foundation model, but we're working hard to extend it to become what we call a world model. That is a model that can make plans and imagine new experiences by simulating aspects of the world, just like brain does. This is something I've always been passionate about, having thought about virtual worlds since my early days, developing AI and simulation games like Theme Park. We've been taking strides in this direction for a while, through our pioneering work training agents to master complex games like Go and StarCraft. So most recently, our Genie 2 model, capable of generating 3D simulated environments that you can interact with just from a single image prompt. You can already see these capabilities emerging in the way Gemini can use its world knowledge and reasoning to represent things in nature. And in VO, our state-of-the-art video model, which has a deep understanding of intuitive physics, like how gravity, light, and materials behave. It's really incredible how well VO maintains accuracy and consistency across frames. It knows what to do, even when the prompts get a little creative, like this person made out of life rafts. Understanding the physical environment will also be critical for robotics. AI systems will need to meet world models to operate effectively in the real world. We fine-tune a specialized model, Gemini Robotics, that teaches robots to do useful things like grasp, follow instructions, and adjust to novel tasks on the fly. For those of you here today, you can play around with the robots in the AI sandbox. Making Gemini a full world model is a critical step in unlocking a new kind of AI. One that's helpful in your everyday life, that's intelligent and understands the context you're in, and that can plan and take action on your behalf across any device. This is our ultimate vision for the Gemini app. Transform it into a universal AI assistant. An AI that's personal, proactive, and powerful. One of our key milestones on the road to AGI. This starts with capabilities we first explored last year in Project Astra, such as video understanding, screen sharing, and memory. Over the past year, we've been integrating capabilities like these into Gemini Live, more people's experience today. Of course, we continue to relentlessly improve and explore new innovations at the frontier. For example, we've upgraded voice output to be more natural with native audio. We've improved memory and added future control. Let's take a look.
I'm here with the latest research prototype of Project Astra, and we're going to see how it can help me fix my bike. Hey, go online and look for a user's manual for a Huffy mountain bike.
I have found a user manual for you. What would you like to know about it?
Okay, cool. Now scroll until you find a section about the brakes.
Sure thing. Looking for that page now.
I think I stripped the screw. Can you go on YouTube and find a video for how to fix it?
Of course. I'm opening YouTube now. This looks like a good video.
Place a rubber band over the head of the screw. Okay, now, can you go through my emails at the bike shop and find which size hex nut I need?
Sure. According to the email from Bicycle Habitat, you need a 3/8 inch hex nut for your sprocket. I've highlighted the correct fit for you.
It seems like I need a spare tension screw. Can you call the nearest bike shop and see what they have in stock?
Yep. Calling them now. I'll get back to you with what they have in stock.
I think my brake pads are wearing down. Can you check the manual again and see if it talks about them anywhere?
According to the manual, if you look on page 24,
Do you want to get lunch? Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Can you finish what you were saying?
as I was saying, if you look on page 24, section 2, you'll see how to replace the brake pads.
Hey, any updates on that call?
Yep. I just got off the bike shop. They confirmed they have your tension screw in stock. Would you like me to place a pickup order?
Did you show me some examples of dog baskets I can throw on my bike?
Sure. I can help you with that. Just give me a moment. Here are some options. I think Zuko would look really great at these.
A universal AI system will perform everyday tasks for us. We'll take care of mundane admin and surface delightful new recommendations, making us more productive and enriching our lives. We're gathering feedback about these new capabilities now from trusted testers, and working to bring them to Gemini Live, new experiences in search, and the live API for developers, as well as new form factors like Android XR classes. You'll hear more on this later today. My entire career at this school has been about using AI to advance knowledge and accelerate scientific discovery. At Google DeepMind, we've been applying AI across almost every branch of science for a long time. In just the past year, we've made some huge breakthroughs in a wide range of areas, from mathematics to life sciences. We've built AlphaProof that can solve mass Olympiad problems at the silver medal level, co-scientists that can collaborate with researchers helping them develop and test novel hypotheses, and we've just released AlphaEvolve, which can discover new scientific knowledge and speed up AI training itself. In the life sciences, we built Amy, a research system that can help clinicians with medical diagnoses, AlphaFold 3, which can predict the structure and interactions of all of life's molecules, and Isomorphic Labs, which builds on our AlphaFold work to revolutionize the drug discovery process with AI, and will one day help to solve many global diseases. In just a few short years, AlphaFold has already had a massive impact on the scientific community. It's become a standard tool for biology and medical research, with over 2.5 million researchers worldwide using it in their critical work. As we continue to make progress towards AGI, I've always believed, if done safely and responsibly, it has the potential to accelerate scientific discovery and be the most beneficial technology ever invented. Taking a step back, it's amazing to me that even just a few years ago, the frontier technology you're seeing today would have seemed nothing short of magic. It's exciting to see these technologies powering new experiences in products like Search and Gemini, and also coming together to help people in their daily lives. For example, we recently partnered with Ira, a company that assists people in the blind and low vision community to navigate the world by connecting them via video to human visual intelligence. Using Astro technology, we built a prototype to help more people have access to this type of assistance. We're getting ongoing feedback from users, while Ira's interpreters are actively supervising the safety and reliability. With this, and all our groundbreaking work, we're building AI that's more personal, proactive, and powerful, enriching our lives, advancing the pace of scientific progress, and ushering in a new golden age of discovery and wonder.
I remember, as a child, playing till it got dark outside, make sure I could still play guard without being able to see. I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa when I was probably about 4 years old. My vision is actively deteriorating, but music has been something that I can continue to do with the closing in of my visual reality. I feel free when I play music. If Project Astro can help me be more independent, it would be the greatest thing ever. Touring, for example, I love it because I get to go out and go to places I've never been before and meet new people, but it definitely is becoming more difficult.
Hello there.
Hello, can you tell me what you see in this green room while I stand around?
I see a sign on the wall in the direction you're facing. The sign says Wi-Fi network, the Grey Eagle, and the password is live music.
Thank you very much. Can you help me locate a microphone stand?
Sure, I can help with that. Do you mind if I turn on the flashlight?
Yes, please.
I see a wall with several coiled cables. They both look like nightstand sports with the help right in the video.
The most powerful thing I can do is get on stage, pick up my guitar, and play. It helps people understand that there's more than just blind or not blind, disability and blind. If Project Astro can help me along the way, I'm all for it.
Have a great time at your show.
Thanks, Dennis. It's amazing to see the possibilities for Project Astra to help with accessibility. It's another exciting example of how AI is advancing our timeless mission to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. No product embodies our mission more than Google Search. It's the reason we started investing in AI decades ago, and how we can deliver its benefits at the scale of human curiosity. Our Gemini models are helping to make Google Search more intelligent, agentic, and personalized. One great example of progress is our AI overviews. Since launching at I/O last year, they have scaled up to over 1.5 billion users every month in more than 200 countries and territories. As people use AI overviews, we see they are happier with their results and they search more often. In our biggest markets like the US and India, AI overviews are driving over 10% growth in the types of queries that show them. What's particularly exciting is that this growth increases over time. One of the most successful launches in search in the past decade. AI overviews are also one of the strongest drivers of growth for visual searches in Google Lens. Lens grew 65% year over year, with more than 100 million visual searches already this year. People are asking more queries, and they're also asking more complex queries. With our latest Gemini models, our AI overviews are the quality and accuracy some expect from search and are the fastest in the industry. For those who want an end-to-end AI search experience, we are introducing an all-new AI mode. It's a total reimagining of search. With more advanced reasoning, you can ask AI mode longer and more complex queries like this. In fact, users have been asking much longer queries, 2 to 3 times the length of traditional searches. And you can go further with follow-up questions. All of this is available today as a new tab right in search. I've been using it a lot. It's completely changed how I use search. And I'm excited to share that AI mode is coming to everyone in the US starting today. AI mode is where we will first bring our frontier capabilities into search. Starting this week, Gemini 2.5, our most intelligent model series, is coming to search. To share a whole lot more, here's this.
Thanks, Sundar. In just 1 year, there's been a profound shift in how people are using search. For years, people have come to Google to ask questions like this. And now, they're also asking questions that look more like this. They're asking longer questions, harder ones, and as you just heard from Sundar, lots more of them. We're experiencing what AI-powered search can do as we bring together our Gemini model's advanced capabilities with search's unparalleled understanding of the web and world information. Today, you'll see how you can ask anything in a more intelligent, agentic, and personalized search will take on your toughest questions and help you get stuff done. This is the future of Google search, a search that goes beyond information to intelligence. And you're starting to see this come to life already with AI overviews, and AI mode takes this to the next level. AI mode is search transformed Gemini 2.5 at its core. It's our most powerful AI search, able to tackle any question. And as Sundar announced, we're excited to start rolling out AI mode for everyone in the US, starting today. You'll find it as a new tab directly in search or right from the search bar. AI mode will be loaded up with all of our best AI features and capabilities. But it's even more than that. It's a glimpse of what's to come. Over time, we'll graduate many of AI mode's cutting-edge features and capabilities directly into the core search experience. That starts today as we bring the same models that power AI mode to power AI overviews. So you can bring your hardest questions right to the search box. Today we'll give you a tour of AI mode, and you'll see how it works, how it's getting even better. With personal context, deeper research, complex analysis and visualization, live multimodality, and new ways to shop. Now that's a lot, because AI mode can do a lot. So let's dive in. First, with AI mode you can ask whatever's on your mind. And as you can see here, search gets to work. It generates your response, putting everything together for you, including links to content and creators you might not have otherwise discovered, and merchants and businesses with useful information like ratings. Search uses AI to dynamically adapt the entire UI, a combination of text, images, links, even this map, just for your question. And you can follow up conversationally. Now, AI mode isn't just giving you information, it's bringing a whole new level of intelligence to search. What makes this possible is something we call our query fan-out technique. Now, under the hood, search recognizes when a question needs advanced reasoning. It calls on our custom version of Gemini to break the question into different subtopics, and it issues a multitude of queries simultaneously on your behalf. It searches across the entire web, going way deeper than traditional search. And it taps into all of our data sets of real-time information, like the knowledge graph, the shopping graph, and in this case, local data, including insights from our massive community of over 5 900 million students. Search pulls together a response, and it checks its work to make sure it meets our high bar for information quality. And if it detects any gaps, it issues even more searches to fill them in. That means with AI mode, you get all of this from just a single search, and you get it fast. Now let's take a look at what's coming next to AI mode, starting in labs. Soon, AI mode will be able to make responses even more helpful, with personalized suggestions based on your past searches. You can also opt in to connect other Google apps, starting with YouTube. We call this personal context, and you'll see when AI mode is bringing yours into help. So now, based on your recent restaurant bookings and searches, you can see you prefer outdoor seating. And since you subscribe to those gallery newsletters, you suggest some cool art exhibits to check out while you're in town. But that's not all. Because your flight and hotel confirmations are in your thoughts, you get event ideas to sync up with when you'll actually be in Nashville, with many nearby where you're staying. You can see how personal context in AI mode makes search really yours, with recommendations customized just for you. Now this is always under your control, and you can choose to connect or disconnect it at any time. Personal context coming to AI mode this summer. Next, for questions when you want an even more thorough response, we're bringing deep research capabilities into AI mode. You already come to search today to really unpack the topic, but this brings it to a much deeper level. So much so that we're calling this deep search. Deep search uses the same query fan-out technique you just heard about, but multiplied. It can issue dozens or even hundreds of searches on your behalf. It reasons across multiple.
I can be a better friend. That's because Gemini
disparate pieces of information, create an expert level, fully cited report in just minutes. It includes links to the web browser, so you can easily explore and take action. Now that's a core part of how we built AI mode overall, and how we've always thought about AI in search. Because we believe AI will be the most powerful engine for discovery that the web has ever seen, helping people discover even more of what the web has to offer, and find incredible, hyper-relevant content. We're starting to see how search is becoming more intelligent, and we've got more to show you. So I'll hand it over to Raja, who will share how AI mode is helping analyze complex data for one of his passions, sports.
Thanks, Liz. Okay, so I'm a huge baseball fan, and lately there's been a lot of buzz about these new torpedo bats. If you don't follow baseball, it's a new bat design where more of the weight of the bat is in the sweet spot. As you can see, I've been digging in on whether it's making a real impact on the game. And now, I'm wondering what the numbers say. So I'll ask, show the batting average and on-base percentage for this season in lab for notable players who currently use a torpedo bat. Think about it, there are so many parts to that question. Search needs to understand who the notable players are, which ones are using torpedo bats, and their stats. I get this helpful response, including this easy-to-read table. And I know that this is fresh and accurate, since it uses our sports data that's continuously updated down to the last strike. Search even brings in important context, like that it's still early in the season. I can follow up and ask, how many home runs have these players hit this season? And just like that, I get this graph. This goes back to what Liz mentioned about AI mode dynamically generating the right UI for each response. Search figured out that the best way to present this information is a graph, and it created it. It's like having my very own sports analyst right in Search. Complex analysis and data visualization is coming this summer for sports and financial questions. Okay, so all this talk about baseball made me want to get closer to the game, like at the next game close. But finding the perfect tickets can be a chore. So I'm excited to share that we're bringing Project Mariner's agentic capabilities into AI mode. You've already seen how AI mode is becoming more intelligent and personalized. And here's where you start to see search getting more agentic. Search can take work off my plate while still under my control. I'll say, find 2 affordable tickets for this Saturday's Reds game in the lower level. Search kicks off a query fan-out, looking across several sites to analyze hundreds of potential ticket options, doing the tedious work of filling in forms with all the criteria I asked for. And it puts it all together, reasoning across the results to analyze real-time pricing and inventory. Then, right here, task complete. I get great ticket options with helpful context so I can make an informed decision. Looks like these seats have a good view and at a reasonable price. Search helps me skip a bunch of steps, linking me right to finish checking out. Tickets secured. Search will help with tasks like this soon, starting with event tickets, restaurant reservations, and appointments for local services. Next, let's talk about multimodality. We've been blazing the trail for multimodal search since before it was really even a thing. We introduced Google Lens on this very stage back in 2017, and since then, we've made it even easier to see what you search, what you see. Snap a picture with Google Lens or simply circle the search, and you can get an AI overview instantly. Like Sundar mentioned, visual search is on fire, and today I'm excited to share that Lens has over 1.5 billion users every month. Now, we're taking the next big leap in multimodality by bringing Project Astra's live capabilities into AI mode. Think about all those questions that are so much simpler to just talk through and actually show what you mean, like a DIY home repair, a tricky school assignment, or learning a new skill. We call this Search Live, and now, using your camera, Search can see what you see and give you helpful information as you go back and forth in real time. It's like hopping on a video call with Search. I have 3 kids, and they ask about 1 million questions a minute. And with summer right around the corner, the team and I decided to put Search Live to the ultimate test, helping us and our kids tackle something new. We recorded at home with our families just this past weekend. Let's take a look.
It looks like you're about to do a fun science experiment.
All right, ready, Anya? Ready, Abby?
Yep.
Okay, are you ready for your science experiment?
Yeah.
Can you guess what experiment I'm trying to do?
I have hydrogen peroxide and fish oil yeast.
You're likely going to make elephant toothpaste.
I don't know which one of these strawberries is racist.
And can I just get this, your listeners? It looks like someone's ready to get their hands dirty and plant green bean seed. Pump it to about 50 pounds per square inch, but don't go over 90 psi.
I mixed baking soda. What do I do next?
It looks like someone tried dipping a finger into the cinnamon water.
What should I do to make this even more impressive?
You can try using a different catalyst. Potassium iodide is a good option.
Why is it doing that? A ripe strawberry will also have a sweet smell. The green leaves at the top should look fresh and vibrant.
The chemical reaction is going well.
This is awesome. Thanks.
Can you do it again?
Oh boy, how do I get strawberry shakes? That's for sure.
Try using a mix of 1 tablespoon white vinegar, half a teaspoon liquid orange.
With AI mode, we are bringing a new level of intelligence to
help you shop with Google. As you heard earlier, AI Mode brings in information from the web and our real-time data. In this case, that means you get the visual inspiration of Google images and the world's most comprehensive set of products and retailers from a shopping graph, which has over 50 billion product listings that get constantly updated. Let me show you how this comes together. So I've been on the hunt for a new rug for my living room. I'll say, I have a light gray couch and I'm looking for a rug to write with. What I need first is visual inspiration. Search dynamically generates a browsable mosaic of images and some shoppable products personalized just for me. I see rugs from some of my go-to brands and some more modern options since I've often searched for things in that style. Now, these are nice, but I know most of them wouldn't survive a day in my home. So I have 4 active kids and they like to have friends over. Search understands this involves plenty of messes. It recommends a low-bias and pushable rug made from durable materials along with some products that I can shop. But I don't know a lot about rugs, so luckily, Search points out some things to consider and with helpful follow-ups like these, taking a few days of research down to just a few minutes. You can imagine how helpful this new experience in AI Mode will be for all of your shopping needs. Speaking of, I want a few new dresses for summer. Search gave me some great options, but now I'm faced with a classic online shopping dilemma. I have no clue how these styles will look on me. So we're introducing a new try-on feature that will help you virtually try on clothes so you get a feel for how styles will look on you. Let me show you a live demo. Okay, so I look at many dresses and I really like this blue one. I click on this button to try it on. It asks me to upload a picture, which takes me to my camera roll. I have many pictures here. I'm going to pick one that is full length and a clear view of me, and off it goes. While it's processing, I'll show you what's happening behind the scenes. To create a try-on experience that works at scale, we need a deep understanding of the human body and how clothing looks on it. To do this, we built a custom image generation model specifically trained for fashion. Wow, and it's back. I have to say I love live demo when it works. Alright, more on how it works. It brings in advanced 3D shape understanding, which allows us to perceive shapes and depths more accurately, helping us better visualize the human body. Our try-on experience works with your photo. It's not some pre-captured image or a model that doesn't look like you. And then, when it comes to clothes that you're interested in, the AI model is able to show how this material will fold and stretch and shape on people. This technology is the most state-of-the-art in the industry at scale, and it allows us to visualize how billions of patterned products look on a wide variety of people. And you can see here how it really gives me a feel for how the dress might look on me. Alright, so I'm now set on the dress, and Search can help me find it at the price that I want and buy it for me with our new agentic checkout feature. So let me get back here to the dress, and I'm going to click this thing to track price. I pick my size, then I have to set a target price. I'm going to set it to about $3, and tracking is happening. Search will now continuously check websites where the dress is available, and then let me know if the price drops. So now let's switch out of our live demo mode. Then I'm going to sprinkle some IO magic, and let's assume the price has now dropped. When it happens, I get a notification just like this. And if I want to buy, my checkout agent will add the right size and color to my cart. I can choose to review all my payment and shipping information, or just let the agent just buy it for me. With just one tap, Search securely buys it for me with Google Pay. And of course, all of this happened under my guidance. From inspiration to purchase. Our new intelligent capabilities bring the best of shopping together with the best of AI right here in Search. Our new visual shopping and agentic checkout features are rolling out in the coming months, and you can start trying on looks in labs beginning today. And now back to you, Liz.
Thanks, Vidya. As Sundar mentioned, this all gets an even bigger upgrade later this week, when we bring a custom version of Gemini 2.5 to both AI overviews and AI mode. This is the next frontier of Google Search, where AI overviews bring the helpfulness of AI to everyone in the main search experience. And as you've seen today, AI mode is a totally reimagined AI search, with all our most cutting-edge AI features and capabilities. We couldn't be more excited about this chapter of Google Search, where you can truly ask anything. And we mean anything. Your simplest and your hardest questions, your deepest research, your personalized shopping needs, or just take it off my plate tasks. All you have to do is ask.
Make it stronger. Just adding more triangles to design.
building an AI system that doesn't just respond, but understands. One that doesn't just wait, but anticipate. A truly universal system that empowers you. And today, we're taking a new step forward to that future, and we're using the Gemini app to get there. Our goal is to make Gemini the most personal, proactive, and powerful AI assistant, and it starts with being personal. What if your AI assistant is truly yours? Truly yours. An assistant that learns you, your preferences, your projects, your work, and you are always in the driver's seat. And, with your permission, you can share relevant Google information with it, making it an extension of you. We call this personal context. We've already made it possible for you to connect your search history
use Gemini, so it can understand that you search for recipes in the past and craft responses like this. Starting soon, you'll be able to add even more personal context from across Google to Gemini, so it'll be uniquely helpful. You can choose to turn this on, and you'll always be in control of the experience. You can view and manage your information as well as connect and disconnect with different Google apps. This level of personalization gives you a more proactive AI assistant, and this changes a lot. See, today, most AI is reactive. You ask, it answers. But what if it can see what's coming and help you prepare, even before you ask? Imagine you're a student, you've got a big physics exam looming, and instead of scrambling, Gemini sees it on your calendar a week out. It doesn't just remind you. It comes with personalized quizzes, crafted from your materials, notes from your professor, even photos, handwritten notes. That's not just helpful. It's going to feel like magic. And imagine a step beyond that, where Gemini can go off and make custom explainer videos based on your interests, so you can understand the topics better. In this case, Gemini knows that I'm into cycle, so it explains this concept of thermodynamics to me using an analogy I'll understand. This is where we're headed with Gemini. It is all possible because of the powerful capabilities of this underlying model. Last month, we shipped our latest 2.5 Pro model in the Gemini app, and it wasn't just an upgrade, it was a leap forward. People are doing extraordinary things in the app. They're not just live coding, they're inventing entire games and making fully featured websites in minutes. They're thinking things into existence. And it's fun. To write software for the first time, or create a video with our video model, generate and edit images, it's a new superpower for everyone. And so these three P's, personal, proactive, and powerful, keys to the frontiers of AI assistants. And thanks to 2.5 Pro, we're making big strides across all three. So let's talk more about how all this is coming together in life in the Gemini app. We're launching 5 things today. First, let's talk about Gemini Live. People are blown away by how interactive and natural conversations are. And it works in over 45 languages, more than 150 countries. It's so intuitive, so engaging. The conversations are in fact 5 times longer than text conversations we have. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's great for talking through things on the drive into work in the morning. Now, as I mentioned, Gemini Live now includes camera and screen sharing, both of which are incredible. All of it is rolling out free of charge in the Gemini app on Android and iOS today. And in the coming weeks, you'll be able to connect Gemini Live to some of your favorite apps, like Calendar, Maps, Keep, Tasks. So soon, you can just point your camera and ask it to add an invite to your calendar, and it'll be done. Or if you need to decipher your roommate's handwriting for the shopping list, Gemini Live can turn those scribbles into a neat list in Google Keep. Our Gemini Live roadmap is overflowing with exciting things. They're all being prototyped in Project Astra, like you saw earlier. And as those ideas mature, we'll graduate them into Gemini Live for everyone. And since Gemini and Android work so closely together, many of those experiences will work great on Android across the entire ecosystem. Stay tuned for more. Alright, real-time interaction is amazing, but sometimes you need to go deep, unravel something complex. This is where deep research comes in. Starting today, deep research will now let you upload your own files by the research agent, which is one of the top requested features. And soon, we'll let you research across Google Drive and Gmail, so you can easily pull in information from there too. So let's say you have this incredible detailed report. In this case, it's about the science of comets moving throughout space. How do you get all that brilliance distilled down into something digestible, engaging, something you can share? Distilled down into something digestible, engaging, something you can share. This is where Canvas comes in. It's Gemini's interactive space for co-creation. Canvas will now let you transform that report with one tap into all kinds of new things, like a dynamic webpage, an infographic, a helpful quiz, even a custom podcast in 45 languages. But if you want to go further, you can vibe code all sorts of amazing things in Canvas with as much back and forth as you want. You can get exactly the experience you want. Check out this interactive comment simulation one of our Googlers made just by describing what they want to do. And collaboration with Gemini to get it just right. And as you can share apps like this, others can easily jump in and do it and modify it and remix it. This is the power to transform anything. And it's a whole new way to use Gemini. There's another new way you can use Gemini today too. We're introducing Gemini in Chrome. This will be your AI assistant that's there for you as you browse the web on your desktop. The amazing part is that if you use this, it understands the context of the page that you're on automatically. So if you have a question, it can be answered. I especially love it for comparing reviews on long pages like this camping website. We're starting to roll out Gemini in Chrome this week for Gemini subscribers in the US. Alright, we've taken some quizzes, we've talked to Gemini Live, we've learned about comments and campsites, and now it's time to create some things. Starting today, we're bringing our latest and most capable image generation model into the Gemini app. It's called Imagine 4, and it's a big leap forward. The images are richer, with more nuanced colors, and fine-grained details, with shadows in the different shots, with water droplets that come through in the photos. I've spent a lot of time around this model, and I can say, this model, progression has gone from good to great to stunning. And Imagine 4 is so much better at text and typography. In the past, we might have created something that looked good, but adding words doesn't always work just right. So check this out. Maybe I want to create a poster for a music festival. We'll make the Chrome Dino the big headliner. Imagine 4 doesn't just get the text and spelling right, it's actually making creative choices, like using dinosaur bones in font, or figuring out the spacing, the font size, the layout that makes it look like this great poster. So the image quality is higher, the speed is faster, the text is better. All of this lets you make posters, party advice, and anything else. And with Gemini's native image generation, you can easily edit this image right in the app. You've also made a super fast variant of Imagine 4. We can't wait for you to get your hands on it. In fact, it's 10 times faster than our previous model, so you can iterate through many ideas quickly. Alright, I want to show you one last thing. Images are incredible, but sometimes you need motion and sound to tell the whole story. Last December, Keynote 2 came out, and it redefined video generation for the industry. And if you saw there was a sizzling onions post yesterday, so you know they're even cooking something else. Today, I'm excited to announce our new state-of-the-art model, VO3. And like a lot of other things you've heard about from stage today, it's available today. So visual quality is even better. Its understanding of physics is stronger. But here's the leap forward. VO3 comes with native audio generation. That means that VO3 can generate sound effects, background sounds, and dialogue. Now you prompt it, and your characters can speak. Here's a wise old owl and a nervous young badger in the forest. Take a listen.
We left behind a ball today. It bounced higher than I can jump. What manner of magic is that?
voice, but also the dialogue. We're entering a new era of creation. With combined audio and video generation that's incredibly realistic. The quality is so good, it feels like you're there, on the boat, with this guy.
This ocean is a force, a wild, untamed might. She commands your awe with every breaking light.
The blue realistic generation, the emotion, the movement of his mouth, and the ocean in the background. It's incredible how fast Neo continues to evolve as a powerful creative tool. And we've been working closely with the film industry to imagine what's possible with Neo, if we get this right. You'll hear more about that in a few minutes. So that's what's happening around Gemini. Starting today, Gemini Live capabilities are free and rolling out across Android and iOS. Deep Research and Canvas are getting their biggest updates yet. There's a new agent mode coming for multi-step action that you heard about earlier. We're introducing Gemini in Chrome to help you navigate the web, and you can create stunning images and videos with sound using the new Imagine 4 and Neo 3 models. It's all coming together in the Gemini app as we work to deliver the most personal, proactive, and powerful AI systems. And now, to go into more detail about how these generative models are unlocking creative expression, here's Jason.
Thanks, Josh. Whether you're a creator, a musician, or filmmaker, generative media is expanding the boundaries of creativity. By working closely with the artistic community since the very beginning, we'll continue to build technology that empowers their creative process. For example, we work with musicians to develop music AI samples. It's a tool for professionals to explore the possibilities of our generative music model, Myriad, in their work. Let's watch a clip starring the legendary Grammy Award-winning singer and composer Shankar Mahadevan putting music AI sandbox in Myriad to use.
I'm Shankar Mahadevan, and I'm a music composer, singer, producer, and a happy man. Working the sandbox was great. We inputted our requirement, and it gave us a bed. We used that bed, and we came up with a song. For a musician, but it's such an inspiring tool. You open a door and you see, hey, there's another room there. And if you open one more door, you see one more room there. That's what AI does.
Amazing. We recently launched Myriad 2, which can generate high-fidelity music and professional grade audio. The music is melodious, with vocals and solos and fires. As you hear, it makes expressive and rich music. Myriad 2 is available today for enterprises, YouTube creators, and musicians. This focus on collaboration carries over not just what we build, but how. Right now, it's not easy for people or organizations to detect AI-generated images. This will become only more true as technology improves, and the music, audio, images, and videos become more lifelike. So, we're continuing to innovate in this space. 2 years ago, we pioneered SynthID, which embeds invisible watermarks into generated media. To date, over 10 million pieces of content have been watermarked. We're also expanding our partnerships to ensure that more content is watermarked with SynthID, and that more organizations can detect it too. Finally, we're also making it easier to detect the watermark. Our new SynthID detector can identify if an image, audio track, text, or video has SynthID in it, whether it's in the whole piece or even just a part. We're starting to roll this out to early testers today. Our collaboration efforts have also helped us explore VO as a filmmaking tool. Recently, we teamed up with visionary director Darren Aronofsky and his new storytelling venture, Primordial Soup, to shape VO's capabilities to meet the needs of storytellers, putting artists in the driver's seat of innovation. Together, we are putting the world's best video generation model into the hands of top filmmakers, pushing boundaries of technology as a tool for more creative and emotional storytelling. The first of the partnerships, 3 short films, is director Eliza McNitt's and Sestra. Let's take a peek.
Film has always been this deeply human act of connecting people with each other's stories. And it has the ability to rip us out of our experience and take us on another journey. I don't think that ever changes.
This is a story that traverses the entire history of the universe. That is really about a mom and what happens when her child is born with a hole in her heart. We filmed really emotional performances, but then generated video we could never capture otherwise. I want the baby to be holding the mother's finger.
Just was the two of them.
Yeah. VO is a generative video model, but to me it's another lens through which I get to imagine the universe around me.
It's been incredibly interesting to see the strengths of these models, the limits of the models, and try to shape them to make storytelling tools.
To be honest, I never thought about telling the story of the day I was born, but here we are. This is supposed to be a checkup.
C-section.
Maybe it's just me. Help me out. Is my baby gonna be okay?
Everything we can.
Am I gonna be okay? For every creature that came before you, for every star that died, so that you could begin.
Incredible work. Eliza combines live-action performance with video-generated video, like the microscopic worlds, cosmic events, and the self as a hero. This approach opened up completely new storytelling possibilities, empowering Eliza to bring cinematic scale and emotion to a deeply personal story. This partnership also helped shape VO's capabilities to meet the needs of storytellers like Eliza. We built new capabilities for filmmakers. So when you're making a video, we'll use ingredients you did it, characters, scenes, or styles, to keep them consistent. Or you can direct VO, giving it precise camera instructions and have it shoot along a specific path. These capabilities help filmmakers completely express their ideas with VO. We then took things one step further. To tell you more, let's get Josh back out here. Thanks, Jason. Based on our collaboration with the creative community, we've been building a new AI filmmaking tool for creators. One that combines the best of VO, Imagine, and Gemini. A tool built for creatives, by creatives. It's inspired by that magical feeling you get. You get lost in the creative zone, time slows down. We're calling it Flow. It's launching today. Let me show you how it works. Let's drop into a project I'm working on. Our hero
hero, the grandpa, is building a flying car from a feathered friend. These are my ingredients, the old man and his car. We make it easy to upload your own images into the tool, or you can generate them on the fly using a magic, which is built right in. We can create a custom gold gear shift just by describing it. There it is, pretty cool. Next, you can start to assemble all of those clips together with a single prompt to describe what you want, including very precise camera pictures. Flow, everything in place. And I can keep iterating the scene. Now here's where it gets really exciting. If I want to capture the next shot of the scene, I can just hit the plus icon to create the next shot. I can describe what I want to happen next, like adding a 10-foot tall chicken in the backseat, and Flow will do the rest. The character consistency, the scene consistency, it just works. And if something isn't, quite right, no problem. You can just go back in like any other video tool and trim it up. It's not working for you. But Flow works in the other direction as well. It lets you extend the clip too. So I can get the perfect ending if it's working for me. Once I've got all the clips I need, I can download the files. I can bring them into my favorite editing software as music from Lyria. And now the whole man finally has his flying car. Pretty awesome. I want you to hear just a few words from a few of our AI filmmakers who we've been working with to shape Flow, how they describe how it feels using it, and how they're making it even better. Let's take a watch.
I don't know if I'm on the right path, but I'm trying to find it. I'm questioning, searching, and then something shifts, and I'm not trying anymore, I'm just moving. And all of the pieces start falling into place.
It all feels pretty clear in my head. I see these like flashes of possibilities, almost like I'm traveling through dimensions. I'm looking down at myself and my characters in these different worlds, and it's almost coming to life on their own, even though I know I'm in control of that narrative. It feels like it's almost building upon itself at some point. You know, you could have an infinite amount of endings to your story.
So the work isn't built brick by brick by brick. It looks like something is garden. It grows naturally, fully vibrant and complete.
I'm not forcing it, I'm just finding it. And that's when I know I'm in the right place.
Filmmakers talk about bringing their incredible visions to life. And that feeling of building, creating, that's exactly what we want to put in your hands today. So I'm excited to share that we're upgrading 2 AI subscription plans today. We will have Google AI Pro and the all-new Google AI Ultra. With the Pro plan, which is going to be available globally, you'll get a full suite of AI products with higher rate limits and special features compared to the free version. This includes the Pro version of the Gemini app that was formerly known as Gemini Advanced. Then there's the Ultra plan. It's for the trailblazers, the pioneers, those of you who want cutting-edge AI from Google. The plan comes with the highest rate limits, the earliest access to new features and products from across Google. It's available in the US today, and we'll be rolling it out globally soon. You can think of this Ultra plan as your VIP pass for Google AI. So if you're an Ultra subscriber, you'll get huge rate limits and access to that 2.5 Pro Deep Sync mode Gemini app when it's ready. You'll get access to Flow with Keynote 3 available today. And it also comes with YouTube Premium and a massive amount of storage. We can't wait to see what you build, create, and discover with these new Google AI plans. And now, we'll give you a look ahead into how AI is interacting with the physical world. Please welcome up Sharon.
Hi everyone, there's so many exciting things happening in Android right now. It's the platform where you see the future first. Just last week, at the Android show, we unveiled the bold new design and major updates to Android 16 and Wear OS 6. And of course, Android is the best place to experience AI. Many of the Gemini breakthroughs we saw today are coming soon to Android. You can already access Gemini instantly from the Power button. It understands your context and is ready to help. But Android is powering more than your phone. It's an entire ecosystem of devices. In the coming months, we're bringing Gemini to your watch, your car's dashboard, even your TV. So wherever you are, you have a helpful AI assistant to make your life easier. But what about emerging form factors that could let you experience an AI assistant in new ways? That's exactly why we're building Android XR. It's the first Android platform built in the Gemini era, and it supports a broad spectrum of devices for different use cases, from headsets to glasses and everything in between. We believe there's not a one-size-fits-all for XR, and you'll use different devices throughout your day. For example, for watching movies, playing games, or getting work done, you'll want an immersive headset. But when you're on the go, you'll want lightweight glasses that can give you timely information without reaching for your phone. We built Android XR together as one team with Samsung, and optimized it for Snapdragon with Qualcomm. Since releasing the Android XR developer preview last year, hundreds of developers are building for the platform. We're also reimagining all your favorite Google apps for XR. And it's Android after all, so your mobile and tablet apps work too. Now, today, I want to share how Gemini transforms the way you experience both headsets and glasses. On these devices, your AI assistant understands your context and intent in richer ways to help you throughout your day. Let's start with Gemini on headsets. This is Samsung's Project Wuhan, the first Android XR device. Wuhan gives you an infinite screen to explore your apps with Gemini by your side. With Google Maps and XR, you can teleport anywhere in the world simply by asking Gemini to take you there. You can talk with your AI assistant about anything you see and have it pull up videos and websites about what you're exploring. So many of us dream about sitting front row to watch our favorite team. Imagine watching them play in the MLB app as if you were right there in the stadium, while chatting with Gemini about player and game stats. Samsung's Project Wuhan will be available for purchase later this year. We can't wait for you to try it for yourself. Now, let's turn our attention to glasses. As you know, we've been building glasses for over 10 years, and we've never stopped. Glasses with Android XR are lightweight and designed for all-day wear, even though they're packed with technology. The camera and microphones give Gemini the ability to see and hear the world. Speakers let you listen to the AI, play music, or take calls. And an optional in-lens display privately shows you helpful information just when you need it. These glasses work with your phone, giving you access to your apps while keeping your hands free. All this makes glasses a natural form factor for AI, bringing the power of Gemini right to where you are. So, unlike Clark Kent, you can get superpowers when you put your glasses on. Okay, who's up for seeing an early demo of Android XR glasses? Let's see how they work in the most hectic environment possible right now, backstage at I.O. Our very own superwoman, Nishta, is back there to show us how these glasses work for real. Let me send her a text now, and let's get started.
Hey everyone, right now you should be seeing exactly what I'm seeing through the lens of my Android XR glasses. Like my delicious coffee over here, and that text from Robin just came in. Let's see what he says. Alright, it's definitely showtime, so I'm gonna launch Gemini and get us going. Send Shram a text that I'm getting started, and silence my notifications, please.
Okay, I sent that message to him, and muted all your notifications.
Perfect.
Oh, hey, Nishta.
Hey, Peter.
I see the lights are on your glasses, so I think it's safe to say that we're live right now?
Yes, we're officially on with the I.O. crew.
Hey, everybody, it's pretty great to see I.O. from this angle. Nishta, you promised me I could get my own pair of Android XR glasses when I helped out back here, so what do you say?
Of course, let's get coffee after this and I'll bring you those glasses.
Awesome, see you then. Goodbye.
Thank you. As you all can see, there's a ton going on backstage. And is that pro basketball player Giannis wearing our glasses?
Hello. This is a little hands, don't have fast.
Nice. Let me get showing you guys what these glasses can do. I've been curious about this photo wall all day. Like, what band is this, and how are they connected to this place?
Virtual amphitheater, which are often seen as homecoming shows for the band.
No way. Can you show me a photo of one of their performances here?
Sure, here's one. Want me to play one of their songs?
I love that. I can listen while I make my way to the stage.
Great, here's Under the Aurora by Counting Crows.
Okay, who's ready to see these glasses? Welcome, Nishta.
Hey everyone.
Thanks for that star-studded behind-the-scenes look. By the way, do you want to put that coffee with Deepa now?
Yes, the crew actually gave me some awesome coffee backstage, so let me try something fun. Gemini, what was the name of the coffee shop on the top I had earlier?
That might have been Bloomsbury. From what I can tell, it's a vibrant coffee shop on Castro Street.
Great memory. Can you show me the photos of that cafe? I want to check out the vibes.
Definitely. Do these photos from Maps help?
Oh, I know that spot. It's a flower shop as well as a coffee shop, but it is downtown.
Okay, Gemini, show me what it would take to walk.
Getting those directions now. It'll take you about an hour.
Okay, I can get some steps in, and these heads-up directions and the full 3D map should make it super easy. Go ahead and send Peter an invite for that cafe and get coffee at 3 p.m. today.
I'll send out that invite now. Enjoy the coffee.
As you saw, Gemini helped Nishta search what she sees, remember details like the coffee cup, book an event, even navigate, all without taking her phone out of her pocket. I'm even wearing the glasses right now too. They're my personal teleprompter, and I have prescription lenses so I can see you all. Okay, Nishta, this is a big moment for glasses. Let's capture it.
Yes, get ready for a quick photo, everyone, and let's bring out our star.
Here comes Nishta.
All right, Gemini,
Dennis.
take a photo for me. All right, Gemini, take a photo for me and add it to my favorites.
That looks amazing. I'm completely starstruck. Okay, one last thing. Sundar showed what's possible with live chat translation earlier. Let's see what that's like on glasses. This is a very risky demo, but we're going to give it a shot. Nishta and I are going to speak to each other in our mother tongues. Nishta's going to speak Hindi, I'm going to speak Farsi, very poorly. And you'll see the feed from both of our glasses back here. And so you can all follow along. We'll show an English translation in real time. Okay? Let's give it a shot. Fingers crossed. SER, cool. मानो में तुनी बैठनी है पर मैं जो मैं शायद आज फारसी या अंग्रेजी
हाँ बिल्कुल मेरी पूरी दुनिया खुल जाती है और मैं सब कुछ समझ सकती हूँ आसानी से
मानो में तुनी पर है ना और हमारी दुनिया सोमैक्स को कमी करना मामला पापा तेरा अच्छी फारसी में सही लिखा
Google information with it, making it an extension of you.
We said it's a risky demo. Let's Thank you, Nishta, for that awesome tour of Android XR glasses. We're so excited about the possibilities when you have an incredibly helpful AI assistant by your side with these Android XR devices. But that's not all. We're taking our partnership with Samsung to the next level by extending Android XR beyond headsets to glasses. We're creating the software and reference hardware platform to enable the ecosystem to build great glasses alongside us. Our glasses prototypes are already being used by trusted testers, and you'll be able to start developing the glasses later this year. Now, we know that these need to be stylish glasses that you'll want to wear all day. That's why I'm excited to announce today that Gentle Monster and Warby Parker will be the first eyewear partners to build glasses with Android XR. We want you to be able to wear glasses that match your personal taste. This is just the start. I can't wait for you to try Android XR for yourself, and we'll have lots more to share in the months ahead. Thank you so much. classes are amazing. Research to reality, literally right in front of our eyes. Okay, so we are nearing the end of the show. Today you've heard a lot about ELO scores, benchmarks, state-of-the-art performance. But I know there's one metric you've all been waiting for, our AI counter. So let's take a look at one last leaderboard. Looks like, I guess we have a new entrant. Gemini takes the lead, coming in at 95. Very exhilarating. On a more serious note, here's everything we've announced today. From new launches and product expansions to glimmers of what's to come. The opportunity with AI is truly as big as it gets. And it will be up to this wave of developers, technology builders, to make sure its benefits reach as many people as possible. I want to leave you with a few examples that inspire me. The first is top of mind for those who live here in California and so many places around the world. So many of us know someone who has been affected by wildfire. It can start suddenly and grow out of control in a matter of minutes. Speed and precision can make all the difference. Together, with an amazing group of partners, we're building something called FireSat, a constellation of satellites that use multispectral satellite imagery and AI, aiming to provide near real-time insights. Just look at the resolution. It can detect fires as small as 270 square feet, about the size of a one-car garage. Our first satellite is in orbit now. When fully operational, imagery will be updated with much greater frequency, down from every 12 hours straight to every 20 minutes. Speed is also of the essence in other kinds of emergencies. During Hurricane Helene, Wing, in partnership with Walmart and the Red Cross, provided relief efforts with drone deliveries. Supported by AI, we were able to deliver critical items like food and medicine to a YMCA shelter in North Carolina based on real-time needs. You can imagine how this could be helpful in disaster relief in other communities, and we are actively working to scale. These are examples of ways AI is helping society right now. They're especially inspiring to think about the research of today that will become reality in a few short years. Whether it's building the next generation of helpful robots, finding treatments for the world's deadliest diseases, advancing error-corrected quantum computers, or delivering fully autonomous vehicles that can safely bring you anywhere you want to go. All of this is very much possible within not decades, but years. Amazing. This opportunity to improve lives is not something I take for granted. The recent experience brought that hope for me. I was in San Francisco with my parents. The first thing they wanted to do was to ride in a Waymo, like a lot of other tourists. I had taken Waymos before, but watching my father, who's in his 80s, in the front seat, was totally amazed. I saw the progress in a whole new light. It was a reminder of how incredible the power of technology is to inspire, to awe, and to move us forward. I can't wait to see what amazing things we'll put together next. Thank you.
I see infinite possibilities of flow. What manner of magic is that? AI mode is the biggest revolution since the search engine was invented.
You tell Gemini exactly what you want built, and it builds it for you.
No. Code to Gemini 2.5 Pro Code. It is awesome.
Project Barrier is going to change how we use our browsers.
It's an AI agent that gets things done for you. No with LM's wipe out completely transforms learning.
Why is this person following me wherever I walk? That's just your shadow.
AI is completely changing how we fight fires.
Generative media is expanding the boundaries of creativity.
What's that? First time I saw this. This isn't just another tool.
It's a game changer.
This is just like mind-blowing to me. It's just almost this.
Images are incredible, but sometimes you need
Additionally, network issues, poor battery health, and extreme temperatures can contribute to reduced battery life. Here's a more detailed breakdown. First, background applications. Android's open source feature allows apps to run in the background even when not actually used, consuming battery power. Some apps like social media and communication apps consistently run background notifications and updates, further impacting battery life. Screen brightness. A brighter screen consumes more power, so reducing screen brightness improves battery life. Adjusting to a lower level or enabling all brightness can help conserve battery power. Location services. Continuous usage of location can update battery life as a phone and consistent communications with satellites. Turning off location services are not needed to reduce battery consumption.
Starting today, Gemini
Outdated software. Outdated Android versions are not used as an active system. Leads to faster battery drain. Doing Android version update with delay software can improve battery performance. 5. Other factors. Network issues. Weak or poor source hosting can cause your phone to work harder to maintain connection. Leads to increased battery drain. Battery health. Over time, batteries lose their ability to recharge, resulting in shorter battery life.
become more lifelike. So, we're continuing to innovate in this space. 2 years ago, we pioneered SynthID, which embeds invisible watermarks into generated video. To date, over 10 million pieces of content have been watermarked. We're also expanding our partnerships to ensure that more content is watermarked with SynthID, and more organizations can detect it too. A new SynthID detector can identify if an image, audio track, text, or video has SynthID, whether it's in the whole piece or even just the front. We're starting to roll this out to early testers today.
So stay tuned for the
Let me show you how it works. Let's jump into a project I'm working on. Our hero, Grandpa, is building a flying car from a feathered friend. These are my ingredients: the old man and his car. We're making easy upload images into the tool, or we can generate them on the fly using an app, which is called Keynote. We can create there it is. The next to the circle is all of those clips together with a single prompt that describes what we want, including very precise colors. Flow with everything in place. And I can keep innovating in the scene. Now here's where it's really exciting. If I want to capture the next shot of the scene, I can just hit the plus icon to create the next shot. I can describe what I want to happen next. And I can put the project in the back seat and flow to the rest.
What is wrong with you?
Questioning, searching, and
across Google. It's available in the US today, and we'll be rolling it out globally soon. You can think of this Ultra plan as your VIP pass for Google AI. So if you're an Ultra subscriber, you'll get huge ratings and access to that 2.5 Pro deep think mode in the Gemini app when it's ready. You'll get access to Flow with PO3 available today. We can't wait to see what you build, create, and discover with these new Google AI apps. And now, to give you a look into how AI is interacting with the physical world, please welcome up Sean.
Soon. Are lightweight and designed for all day wear, even though they're packed with technology. A camera, a microphone, give Gemini the ability to see and hear the world. Speakers let you listen to the AI, play music, or take calls. And an optional in-lens display quietly shows you helpful information just when you need it. While keeping your hands free. All this makes glasses a natural form factor for AI, bringing the power of Gemini right to where you are. So, unlike back then, you can get superpowers when you put your glasses on. Okay, who's up for seeing an early demo of Android XR glasses? details like coffee cup, book an event, even navigate, all without taking her phone out of her pocket. I'm even wearing the glasses right now too. They're my personal teleprompter and I have prescription lenses so I can see yours. Okay, this is a big moment for glasses. Let's go.
Gemini takes the lead, coming in at 95. Very exhilarating. On a more serious note, here's everything we've announced today. From new launches and product expansions, to rumors of what's to come. The opportunity with AI is truly massive. Technology providers to make sure its benefits reach as many people as possible. I want to leave you with a few examples that inspire you. The first is top of mind for those here in California and so many places around the world. So many of us know someone who's been affected by wildfires. It stops suddenly and goes out of control at speed and precision can make all the difference. Together, with amazing group of partners, we're building something called Fire Site. It's a constellation of satellites that feature research designed by nature and AI, aiming to provide near real-time results. Just look at the solution. It can be established as small as 270 square feet without the size of a one car. The first satellite is in orbit now. When fully operational, imagery will be updated with a much greater frequency, down from every 4 hours per day.
hello, it's great to be back up here with you. And earlier today, you heard all about our updates to Gemini 2.5 Pro and Flash, and we talked about how we're turning research into reality. Like how we brought 2.5 Pro to our coding agent, Jules, which I understand is having a lot of demand, and our TPUs are hot right now. That idea of bringing innovation to life is something we explore every day in Google Labs, and that's our dedicated space to try stuff out. So today, we wanted to try something different with the show here and bring that same spirit so you can build with Gemini across Android and the web and beyond. So here's how this is going to work for this new format. We're going to try to do as many demos as we can in 59 minutes, okay? All right. So there's only two things you have to do as an audience. If it works, the demo works, what are you going to do? Applaud. Yeah, hands up, that works too. If it doesn't work for some reason, what are you going to do? Okay. All right, I'm going to jump right in. I'll do the first one. And over in Labs, we love to build with Gemini 2.5 Flash. Does anyone use the Flash model out there? All right, a few people, good. It's great. It's insanely fast. It has a great price. We use it for a lot of our prototyping. And one of the things I want to show you today is how we're blending code and design. So you can go from a prompt to an interface to code in just a minute or so. So it's a new Labs experimental project called Stitch. And we'll bring it up on the screen here. And first thing is first, did anyone come to I.O. for the first time? Maybe your first time in California too? All right, great, we're gonna build an app for you. So here it is, this is Stitch. It starts with design first, so you can go into it and just paste in a prompt. Like make me an app for discovering California, the activities, the getaways, and basically you can just click generate design. And it's gonna go out and start making a design for you. And so I've done this just before, it takes about a minute or so, but just to save time to get more demos in an hour here, these are some of the screens it comes back with. Now these are not just static screenshots, these are actual designs. And what's cool is you can either iterate here on the left and iterate and create new designs, or you can go in here and do things like make it dark mode, lime green, max radius. And it'll apply it and start working in the background. Now, what's happening here is we're using both 2.5 Pro or 2.5 Flash to start letting you remix this and change it around. So this will work for about a minute or so, and I'm going to show you the one that comes back. This is it. It is dark mode, lime green, massive corner radius. And what's really cool is if you go into these, you can see that you can go in and grab the markup right here. It's all here. You can copy this out to whatever IDE you want. And also, again, these are screenshots. They're actual designs. You can take it right into Figma and edit it further. So this is a new product. It's experimental. We want you to try it out and give us feedback. labs.google/Stitch. And that's the first demo. All right? So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Logan, who's going to tell you all kinds of great things you can build with the Gemini API. Logan.
Thanks, Josh. I'm excited to be at I.O. today to show you some of the cool things we just shipped this morning. We'll start in AI Studio, where the goal is to help you answer the question, can I build this with Gemini, and then get you started building with our latest models. Okay, so let's open up Google AI Studio. I've been wanting to build a bunch of AI voice agents, but I've been a little busy. No better time than now to try prototyping. Earlier, you saw how Project Astra can make AI feel natural, and a lot of those capabilities are now available today in the Live API. So let's select the new 2.5 Flash native audio model. We've also added more controls like proactive audio. The model is now better at ignoring stray sounds or voices, perfect for the I.O. stage. It also natively supports 24 languages. We've added new controls for managing your session context, which you can see on the right-hand side here. But in order to build an agent like Astra, the model needs to be able to use tools. So we've added improvements to function calling and search counting. We're also introducing a new tool we're calling URL context. URL context enables Gemini models to access and pull context from web pages with just a link. This is exciting because now you can ground model responses on both specific and up-to-date information with support for up to 20 links at a time. All right, let's pass the link to our developer docs for function calling and have Gemini give us the TLDR.
Google's function calling lets you connect Gemini models to external tools and APIs, allowing them to understand when to use specific functions and provide the necessary parameters to execute real-world actions, acting as a bridge.
Nice, I couldn't have said it better myself. This is just a small glimpse into what we've landed today in the Live API, and we're super excited to see what you build. All right, let's shift gears now and show you another way we're making it easier for you to build with Gemini. As you heard from Tulsi earlier today, Gemini 2.5 Pro is awesome at coding. We've seen the ecosystem loving 2.5 Pro, so it's only logical that we bring it into AI Studio's native code editor. Let's kick off an example of what this new experience is like using one of the preset prompts. This new experience is tightly optimized with our SDK, so you can quickly generate web applications that use the Gemini API, like this AI-powered adventure game that uses both Gemini and Imagine. As you see here, the model is reasoning about the request and composing a spec for the app. It's then going to generate the code that will actually self-correct if there's any errors. This is going to take a few minutes, so we'll jump over to another tab I ran to show the final output. That looks awesome. This is a great way to iterate quickly with the Gemini API, and you can easily make code changes right here. The whole experience is built to be multi-turn and iterative, so you can keep refining your idea with prompts over on the left-hand side. All right, we've got time for one more update that I'm excited to talk about, which is around MCP. Today, we're rolling out an update to the Google Gen AI SDK to natively support MCP definitions. Now, it's even easier for you to build agentic apps with a fast-growing community of open-source tools. To showcase this, we've added a new app using Google Maps and MCP. Let's welcome Paige to the stage to start building on it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Logan. I took inspiration from this Maps app that Logan just showed you, and I'm going to remix and compose it to build something entirely new. I'm going to add a talking head that will accompany me on stage, my very own Keynote companion, but I'm just going to call her Casey. I want our Keynote companion to listen to our Keynote, to respond, and then to dynamically update its UI based on what it hears. And I've got a few finishing touches to add, but I think we can wrap it up here together on stage. So in I.O. tradition, the first thing that I'm going to need my Keynote companion to do...
Hi, I'm Casey, Paige's Keynote companion. I'm here to help our presentation go smoothly.
...is to count the number of times we say AI.
Got it, Paige. I'm on it.
Excellent. So to help us keep track, we've developed a function called increment utterance count, or increment word count, that counts and updates the UI. This is how you would build a conversational agent, to listen to specific audio inputs and then to execute a function to perform an action. But, counting AI instances was so last year. So let's update this to trigger every time the presenter says something Gemini related. So I'm going to make those updates, I'm going to refresh, and we're going to try again.
Hi, Paige. I'm Casey, your Keynote companion.
All right. So the Gemini Live API supports a sliding context window. That means that your users can interact with your apps for long-running sessions. Or in our case today, they can run quietly in the background. And awesome, just look at that. We were able to make this app dynamically react to what it's hearing, which means that it's a dynamic web page, if you will. Get it? Get it, Casey? Ah, excellent.
Should we take a quick look at a fun fact about the Gemini API?
Hold on there. Wait, we're about to get to that. So this is just a fun example, but imagine discussing gift ideas in a shopping app or finding a great restaurant that delivers to you with just your voice. So now let's see how that Maps integration works. Hey Casey, since there are people, coming from all over the world, could you show us Shoreline Amphitheater on a map?
All right, I've put Shoreline Amphitheater on the map for everyone. Is there anything else I can help with?
Yeah, could you show us some good coffee houses nearby with really great Wi-Fi?
Okay, I've searched for coffee houses with Wi-Fi near Shoreline Amphitheater.
Excellent. Could you randomly select one that you think looks really good and give us directions there?
Well, I can't express preferences. I can provide...
Yeah, so just pick up, how about Boba Bliss? Give us directions to Boba Bliss from Shoreline Amphitheater.
Okay, I'm providing directions to Boba Bliss from Shoreline Amphitheater. Is there anything else I can help with at the moment?
No, that was awesome. Thank you, Casey. Excellent. Amazing. So let's check out some more feature updates. While synchronous function calls are used for quick operations, high latency tasks for things like calling an MCP server usually require background processing for a seamless user experience. So by default, when calling a function, the audio is blocked. But today, we're excited to enable asynchronous execution for seamless dialogue within a conversation. Yeah, over here, I have a function called getFunFact that uses Gemini 2.5 Pro. Based on what it said, we're going to use search grounding to display a fun fact. And up here in the system instructions, I've also added the getFunFact function whenever the presenter mentions one of our Google AI products. But I'm going to add a new call called behavior. I'm going to stop this so it doesn't automatically update, but say behavior non-blocking. And you can see the automatic code execution kick into play in AI Studio applets. Finally, we heard your feedback. With this latest release, we've improved structured outputs with function calling. So our model is going to conform with this a very specific JSON return format to make sure that everything displays beautifully in the UI. All right, moment of truth. I am biased.
Page's Keynote companion.
Yes, I understand, but I am biased, but I think that Google AI Studio is the best place to start building with the Gemini API. Woo! Excellent. Heck yeah.
Yes, Google AI Studio is pretty cool. Did you know that it lets you experiment with different models and parameters without writing any code?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Gemini and Casey, you are a natural. All right, my Keynote companion is feature complete. I think it's time to deploy these changes and to see it in action. So once your app has been created in AI Studio, it's incredibly easy to share with your friends, but also to deploy it via Cloud Run. So right here from within AI Studio, I'm going to kick off a Cloud Run deploy. I'm going to select one of my projects. It's going to verify. And with one button click, we're already deploying this app in a way that many people throughout the audience and throughout the world would be able to see. Once this app has been deployed, it's also capable of being run and viewed with your favorite IDE. So we can see it, we can refresh, and you can see the Keynote companion automatically added in Cloud Run right within my VS Code instance. And just like that, our multimodal app is live, pun intended. Awesome. We're making it easy for you to build agents with Gemini, combining multimodal reasoning with a vast and a growing number of tools. This power extends beyond the web, right into the palm of your hand. So now let me welcome Diana and Florina to the stage to talk about new tools and AI advancements for the Android ecosystem.
You've just heard about the incredible possibilities that AI brings. Now, Florina and I want to talk to you about how you can build excellent apps powered by AI on Android, and then how our APIs and tools make it possible to be more productive using AI.
Exactly, Diana. An excellent app is delightful, performant, and works across devices. And with AI, you can unlock entirely new, unique experiences that bring value to your users. Let's show you how that comes to life with a new app we built. A few years ago, we had a website that let you build yourself as a cute Android bot, selecting things like clothing and accessories. But then we started thinking, how would we build this today using an AI as an app? The answer was, of course, through selfies and image generation. So we came up with Androidify. Let's take a photo of Anna and Androidify her.
Let me grab my favorite toy as an accessory. It's my daughter's.
Okay. So while Androidify is Androidifying, let's see what's happening under the hood.
So the core of the app relies on two key AI-powered steps: getting a description of the person in the photo, and then creating an Android robot out of the description. Without AI, creating this experience would be nearly impossible. And to implement this, we use AI models running in the cloud via Firebase. To get the description of the image, we took advantage of the fact that Gemini models are multimodal, so they can use text and also images, videos, and audio as input. So all we have to do is call generate content with a text prompt and the image the user provided, so the image of Diana. Then, to generate the Android robot based on the image description, we use the Imagine 3 model. We call generate image, and that's it. How easy was this? Okay, are you ready to see this? Think so.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's so cute. Android with Android. You did all of this with what? AI and 5 lines of code? That's so cool.
The Androidify sample app is already available on GitHub for you to check it out.
As Florina showed, cloud-based models are powerful and ideal for Androidify, but what if you need to process prompts locally directly on the device without sending data to a server? That's where on-device AI shines. Gen AI APIs powered by Gemini Nano, our multimodal on-device model, offer APIs for common tasks like summarize, rewrite, and image description.
So, we said earlier that excellent apps are delightful, performant, and work across devices. Let's talk about delightful apps first. For those of you who caught the Android show last week, and if you didn't, definitely check it out. You saw our biggest UI redesign in years, back with delightful new features and improvements. We're helping you bring the same level of delight and playfulness to your own apps with an update to the Material 3 design system called Material 3 Expressive. We've already used it in our Androidify app. For example, take the camera button. You could use a circle, or you could use the cookie shape from the new shape library.
And who doesn't love cookies?
The button group shape morphs in the photo prompt button is so nice and smooth, and it's part of the expressive APIs. These small details are what separates a good app from a delightful app. Try out these APIs yourself using Compose Material Alpha.
Beyond material design, what else makes an app delightful? Helping users with more useful, relevant information. In Android 16, we added a new feature, live updates. They allow you to show time-sensitive updates for navigation, deliveries, or ride shares by using the new progress style template rolling out to devices over the next year.
Now, let's shift gears to another critical aspect of an excellent app, performance. Make sure you enable R8 and baseline profiles. Both of these have been available for a while, and the performance results are impressive, and they translate into better Play Store ratings. With R8 and baseline profiles, Reddit's app improved so much, they got a full star rating increase within 2 months.
Next, an excellent app looks good across all the devices that users have, and we're making it easier for any app to move across devices out of the box, from foldables and tablets to Chromebooks. In Android 16, we're making API changes to no longer react to orientation, resizability, and aspect ratio restrictions, giving users more responsive UIs by default.
And we're putting your app in more places. For example, we've been collaborating with Samsung, building on the foundation of Samsung DeX to bring enhanced desktop windowing capabilities in Android 16 for more powerful productivity workflows.
To make your app beautiful across devices, we're continuing to make it as easy as possible to build adaptively with new features in our Compose Adaptive Layouts library, like pane expansion.
Optimizing your app to be adaptive has a real impact on business metrics. We've seen that when users engage with an app across multiple devices in app categories like music, entertainment, and productivity, there's a 2 to 3 times increase in engagement. And apps like Canva, who invested in large screens, found that cross-screen users are twice as likely to use Canva every single week.
But it's not just foldables and tablets. We're bringing Android apps to more devices automatically. So here's the great part. If you're building adaptively for Android, you're already building for 2 more form factors, cars and XR. With cars, whether users are waiting at a charging station or in line at school pickup, they can stay entertained with popular streaming and gaming apps like Farm Hero Saga and more. You can adapt your existing large screen app to be used in parked cars by simply opting into distribution via Play Console and making minor optimizations. And if you're building adaptively, you're building for Android XR, the extended reality platform built together with Samsung. It powers glasses like the ones Nisha demoed earlier. We'll share more details on how you can develop for these later this year. It also powers headsets like Project Muhan from Samsung, which you can start building for right now, knowing it'll be in the hands of consumers later this year. Soon after, our partners at Xreal will release a developer edition of the next Android XR device, codenamed Project Aura. It's a portable device that gives users access to their favorite Android apps, including those that have been built for XR. All the apps you're developing will scale directly to these 2.
With these upcoming devices, we're launching a developer preview 2 for Android XR SDK, with new material XR components, updated emulator support in Android Studio, and spatial video support for your Play Store listings.
Okay, that's a lot of form factors, and we're enabling more for users out of the box. I love seeing when my apps look great across all of my Android devices. Once an app is adaptive, we unlock access to more than 500 million devices they can run on. We're already seeing incredible experiences with partners, whether it's Peacock, who put in the work to create a strong adaptive experience for their large screen app, and as a result, get a really nice XR app.
Or like Calm, who easily extended their Compose app to create multi-sensory mindful experiences only possible with XR.
Now, building these kinds of excellent experiences across devices means you need powerful tools. And that brings us to our next topic, boosting your productivity.
It's no surprise that we use Jetpack Compose for Android 5. It has the features, performance, libraries, and tools that we need to build an excellent app. 60% of the top 1,000 apps take advantage of the development speed Compose offers. The latest stable release brings the features you've requested, like autofill, text auto size, and visibility tracking. We're focused on making Compose performance better and better. In the latest release, we see barely any janky frames on an older generation Pixel device. And we heard your feedback. You want to use Compose throughout your UI. So we're releasing Camera X and Media 3 Compose libraries.
We know building navigation. Oh yeah, left you. We know building navigation for apps across different devices and screen sizes can be complicated, so we rebuilt the Jetpack Compose navigation library from the ground up. Our goal was to make it simpler, more intuitive, and incredibly powerful for managing screens in a stack, retaining state, enabling seamless animations, and adaptive layouts.
When we think about productivity, it's not just about writing code faster. It's about streamlining the entire development lifecycle, from refactoring to testing and even fixing crashes. That's where Gemini and Android Studio truly shines, by taking on those tedious tasks.
So let's head back to the demo desk to show you a few features that will change the way that you work.
So we all know the benefits of writing end-to-end tests. You get to test large parts of your app at the same time. But we also know that these are the ones we avoid doing the most because they tend to be hard to implement.
You can now use natural language to perform actions and make assertions with Gemini and Android Studio. So let's bring together some of the Androidify features we've shown so far and test them. The files here are journeys, like user journeys. Let's run one of them.
So if you read the first 2 actions, they're just clicking on certain buttons with different text on them. So click on Let's Go, tap on Choose Photo. The journey is waiting until the actions are done before moving to the next action. So you don't have to synchronize these tests anymore. Then, the third one is a bit more interesting. Select a photo of a woman with a pink dress. This is where natural language is a lot more powerful. So this could be the third photo, like here, or it could be the first one. So it could be hard to find with a regular command. Also, the UI you just saw is the platform's photo picker, and it can change from version to version of Android. The last action was just verifying that an Android figurine with an umbrella is displayed. And yeah, and that's it. The test passed.
Well, that was so easy, even if you don't like me to do it.
So you're volunteering.
Let's change topics. How about updating dependencies to the latest versions? I know it's another task that developers love doing.
So it's definitely something I avoid doing because it's a tedious task. Although I know we get the benefits of features and bug fixes that come with the latest libraries. Now, Gemini can help with this too. So let's demo a new AI agent coming soon in Android Studio to help with version updates. I have a project loaded here that, well, I haven't really touched in a year, so this was actually before even Kotlin 2.0. There's a new option in the refactor menu called Update Dependencies. So what the bot has just done here is analyze the different modules in the app and check what library updates we can apply. Next, the agent is trying to build the project and then use Gemini to figure out how to fix the problem. Then it's going to iterate until the build is successful. Let's give it a second and then see how it behaves. Okay, so it's found an issue. Okay, the build succeeded. It's generating the upgrade summary. Let's see if we get to see the changes. Okay, and a quick change. I'm going to minimize these just to have a bit more space. So the libraries have been updated to the latest version. In the plugins, we're using the new Compose compiler, Compose plugin compiler. The Compose SDK is now 36. Okay, and then in the main activity, we not only get the change, but we also get an explanation of the change. So we can see that the platform class was replaced with an Android X class. Same here. So looking like successful. So we're done.
Nice. Now that you've seen seen some of the powers of Gemini and Android Studio in action, you might be wondering how you can get the same benefits in a corporate and enterprise environment, not just your personal projects. So today, once you subscribe to Gemini Code Assist, you'll have access to Gemini and Android Studio for businesses. It's specifically designed to meet the privacy, security, and management needs of businesses with the same Gemini and Android Studio that you're used to.
As you've seen today, across all of Android, we're making it easier for you to build the best experiences, creating apps that are delightful, performant, and adaptive across devices. And we're helping you be more productive with Compose and Android Studio.
So, check out the Androidify app to see how this all comes together, use the latest versions of our APIs and tools, and go build the next generation of Android apps. Now, let's hear from Yuna and Adi about how you can go build the next generation of web apps. One of the best things about the web is that its reach is virtually unlimited. With a single website, you can bring your ideas to almost any user on the planet. The challenge is creating applications that work well across the near infinite combination of users, devices, and browsers. Today, I want to introduce you to a slew of powerful new features in Chrome that will help you do just that. With these features, you can build better UI, debug your sites more easily with DevTools, and create AI features more quickly and cost-effectively with Gemini Nano in Chrome. All of these with the goal of creating a more powerful web made easier. Building engaging user interfaces is so critical. This is the cornerstone of what sets you and your app apart in a very crowded digital space. So let's begin there. We've been hard at work fixing core issues and expanding capabilities by leveraging HTML and CSS, the web's native building blocks. It should not only be possible, but simple to create beautiful, accessible, declarative, cross-browser UI. What better way to make this more tangible than by creating a website using everything that we're announcing today? We'll show you some new capabilities that make it easier to build common but surprisingly complex UI elements like carousels and hover cards. And we're going to build these right here on stage in a fraction of the time. To do that, my colleague Adi is going to help me out.
Thanks, Yuna. So here we have this work-in-progress virtual theater site built in React. Watch as we transform it into a rich, delightful experience, starting with turning these posters into a carousel. Now, there's a lot to juggle. Transitions, state management, DOM manipulation, performance. And after all that effort, it's still buggy in edge cases. Now, with Chrome 135, we combined a few new, powerful CSS primitives to make building carousels and other types of off-screen UI dramatically easier. Watch how you can build this in just minutes with only a few lines of code. So I'm going to head over to my editor, and we show you this carousel class. So here, I'm positioning the items, setting overflow, and requiring snapping at the center for each item. So we're just going to save this. We're using our carousel class on our poster list, and we're making some progress here. It's looking like a carousel. Great stuff. Now let's add some navigation affordances for the off-screen items. So I've got a class here, I've got a controls class. Let me just add that as well to that poster list and show you that. Okay, so we've got some buttons using this controls class, and I want to show you the code for this. So here you can see that those buttons were created using scroll button pseudo elements, and this is what the code looks like. We've got a scroll button right and a scroll button left. Now we styled these with a content property. Here's a content property down here, and we've given them accessible labels.
Can we navigate through this carousel a little bit faster? I see a lot of them have those little navigation dots on the bottom.
Yes, we can do that. So let me show you our indicators. That's what the new scroll marker pseudo is for. So this is another pseudo element which can be styled similarly to scroll buttons. So here's our scroll marker down here. And we've also got another new pseudo class called target current that manages the active marker classes. And that's target current right over there. So let me just add in our indicators class. And bam, we now have scroll indicators.
One early adopter of this new CSS-based method of building carousels is Pinterest. Before, their development team spent so much time maintaining their custom-built JavaScript carousels. But earlier this year, Pinterest made the switch to using new CSS APIs for carousels, cutting down around 2,000 lines of JavaScript into just 200 lines of more performant, browser-native CSS. That whopping 90% reduction in code improved overall performance, and it also noticeably improved product pin load times by 15%, which is a huge quality of life improvement for their users like me. Adi, how's the carousel going?
I thought I could use a little more finesse, so I added in some hero images. Here they are. They look a little bit pretty. And I also put it on a virtual stage, so check this out. Ooh. Isn't that nice? That's using scroll-driven animations. Now, I would love to put in a feature where you could easily hover and get a sense of what the view is like from there. So I'm going to add in the seat sections and seat details now.
I love that idea. Rich tooltips and preview cards are super common in web interfaces, but building and maintaining them, managing stage, accessibility hooks, and events is still extremely challenging. So I can't wait for you to try the new experimental Interest Invoker API, which, when used with the existing anchor positioning and popover APIs, helps you build out accessible, complex, layered UI elements without JavaScript in a fraction of the time.
All right, so in this theater layout, we now have seat sections. Let's add in a seat preview for each of these sections so you can get a sense of what the stage looks like from them. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this eye icon. And ooh, check that out. Ooh. So right now, this is a popover. All right, this is a popover. This is a popover, which is triggered on click. So let's have it show up when hovering or focusing instead. So to make this change, all we need to do is change our popover target to interest target. So we go back to our editor. I've got our I button here. And I'm just going to change this popover target. I'm going to type in interest target instead and hit save. So let's do that. Hover. Let's do that again. Let's hover over the eye. Nice. So here, the browser is handling the state management, event listeners, ARIA labeling, and a lot more for you, making this complex interaction a breeze.
Building something like this was so hard to get right, and I can't believe how easy it is now. This is the power of modern CSS, turning complex UI challenges into straightforward, declarative code without frameworks, multiple libraries, and thousands of lines of JavaScript. But I know the big question that you're all asking is, will this work for my users? That's why we launched Baseline, to show you feature availability across all major browsers. But we know for Baseline to be truly useful, it has to be available in the tools that you use every day, like IDEs, linters, and analytics tools.
So here I am back in VS Code. Look what happens when I hover over some of these recent CSS additions. Right in the tooltip, you can see the baseline status and browser availability. No more switching between browser tabs to check in your compatibility. Really nice.
And And if these aren't your tools of choice, don't worry. ESLint can now be configured to warn you about anything that doesn't match your targeted baseline version for HTML and CSS files. This integration is also coming soon to VS Code-based IDEs and JetBrains web store. Shall we get back to building our website, Addy?
Perfect timing. So I've made quite some progress. Come on, take a look.
Is that Find My Seat button new? It's not centered. Can we fix it?
Yeah, we can. So sure. This is actually a perfect opportunity to showcase some of our new AI features in Chrome DevTools. So let's take a closer look. I'm going to open up DevTools, and I'm just going to select the element that we're having some issues with at Find My Seat. Now, if I right-click, I go to Ask AI. Check this out. This is something new. This is AI assistance that is baked into the panel. Now, I'm just going to actually switch over right to here to show you this. One moment. Let's hope that the demo gods are with me. Alrighty. So we're going to go back to that Find My Seat. Going to select that one button there. Amazing. Now we're going to turn on AI assistance. Just make sure that that is all turned on. Awesome stuff. All right. So what I'm going to do here is, oh no. This is,
we're doing it live.
All right, so this is AI assistance baked into the panel. What I want to do now is just use natural language. I want to ask Gemini a question. What I'm going to say is, I set margin to 50%, but it's still misaligned. I would think so. So notice that I'm just using natural language, no complex queries. I'm just asking in plain language, and it seems to come back with a solution in mind. So let's see what it does when it's applied CSS rules for the margin. Okay, I think that what I need to do here is actually apply a transform fix. So see what it says. Perfect. All right, so it's standard. And now normally I copy this fix, I switch back to my editor, I find the right file, locate the right spot in the code, the usual drill. But Chrome 137, AI assistants can actually create and apply a fix directly from DevTools. So I connected DevTools to my local workspace. So if I expand unsafe changes here, and I hit apply to workspace, let's see what happens. So it's doing some magic behind the scenes. Okay, let's see if the demo gods stay with us here. All right. It should be applied directly to my source code. So ideally, no context switching, no copy paste errors, we just get immediate results.
Now, Addy, speaking of fixes, why don't we show everybody the completely redesigned performance panel?
Yes, let me pull that right up. So here, I collected a quick performance trace. We're actually going to switch over to the other one. So here, I collected a quick performance trace, and in the performance insight sidebar, I can see a layout shift culprit. So let's figure out why this comes up. We've got our layout shift culprit here. We've got our Ask AI button. So you see that this is a game changer. I'm just going to select this layout shift insight, and I'm going to ask Gemini. Okay, but I mean to actually switch over here. So let me go back to Ask AI, turn this on. Turn this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Gemini, how can I prevent layout shifts on this page? So we're just going to go ahead, have Gemini do its stuff, and it's coming back with a response. So with the current web font, there's actually a lot of layout shift, and this is already useful. It gives me a clear direction of what to do next. This is what I love about these new Chrome DevTools features. They don't just highlight problems, they help you understand and fix them without leaving your workflow. AI in DevTools is such a great use case, and Gemini is not just helping you debug, but it also helps you to build. Last year, we announced Gemini Nano in Chrome and invited you to help shape the future of AI on the web. Since then, nearly 17,000 of you signed up for the early preview program, and we learned so much from you. Starting today, we're rolling out 7 AI APIs across various stages of availability. Backed by our best on-device models from Gemini Nano to Google Translate, these APIs in Chrome have been fine-tuned for the web. We're also working with other browsers to offer these same APIs backed by their own AI models so that you can use them everywhere. With Gemini Nano and our built-in APIs, the data never leaves the device. That's huge for schools, governments, and enterprises with strict compliance and data privacy rules. And it also means that you can affordably scale AI features to a massive audience. So many of you, that's exciting. So many of you out there are already using the power of these APIs for your application. Like Deloitte, they're experimenting with the integration of Chrome's built-in AI APIs right into the Deloitte engineering platform to improve onboarding and navigation. 30,000 developers at Deloitte can find what they need at a projected 30% faster, while also getting better feedback to improve the platform. So before we wrap up, I want to show you one more thing that's really exciting. Today we're unlocking new multimodal capabilities from Gemini Nano. Our multimodal built-in AI APIs let you create experiences where users can interact with Gemini using audio and image input. Let me show you how this works. So going back to our theater example, you can help people to find their seat like an AI usher. So for this, we need a function that can extract information from a photo of our ticket and highlight it in the app. And I want this to work on every device and in every browser. So we partnered with Gemini and Firebase to offer a hybrid solution that works everywhere, on device or in the cloud. So over here in our editor, we start by setting up Firebase and Gemini, and we define our model parameters. I'm just going to click through here and quickly show you we've got a prefer on device right over here set as a configuration. The AI returns our information here. We're just configuring the image that's being formatted, and we're finally getting a response. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Now, normally I'd be doing this with my phone, but I'm just developing right now, and so I'm just going to use this webcam. I'm going to snap a photo of this ticket. Let's try this out. And bam, the built-in multimodal AI instantly located my seat section in the theater. Awesome. You don't have to wait to get your hands on these new tools. Many of these APIs are broadly available, and you can sign up for the early preview program today to start experimenting with these new multimodal AI and hybrid solutions. From building better UI and faster debugging to creating all new AI-powered features, we're constantly working to give you more tools to bring your vision to life. With your help, together we can build a more powerful web made easier. And now let's check out how Firebase Studio is making it even easier to spin up a full stack app. Take it away, David.
Last month, we launched Firebase Studio, a cloud-based AI workspace where with a single prompt, you can create a fully functional app. You can lean on AI systems throughout or dive into the code thanks to the full power of an underlying customizable VM that is open and extensible. Like product manager Erlen Van Reet, who had been kicking around an idea for a flexible platform for sharing things in your community for quite some time, but was actually able to bring it to life with Firebase Studio. You can prompt Firebase Studio to generate almost anything, like CRM tools, interview coaches, sales planners, and games. And today, we're adding more to Firebase Studio to help you go faster in every part of the development stack, from front end to back end. Let's start with the front end. So, if you're like me, then there are two stages you go through when you're handed an incredible looking design. In the first stage, you're excited to work on a project with such an awesome user interface. And in the second stage, well, you realize that you actually have to build it. Going from a design tool to a functional user interface running in a development environment can take a lot of work. We wanted to simplify this process. So now you can bring your Figma designs right to life in Firebase Studio with some help from Builder.io. Now when you're in Figma, you can install the Builder.io plugin, click to export to Firebase Studio, and it translates all the component code and opens up a window with Firebase Studio for you to kickstart your development process. Let me show you it in action. So I'm here in Firebase Studio after importing a Figma mod of a furniture store app that was actually created in Stitch. Now we have this product grid listing page, and it's gone from a design to real app code up and running in a development workspace. I can scroll through all of these products, and since it's gone from design to real code, I can either dive right into the code, or I can ask Gemini in Firebase Studio to give me some advice on where to begin. And what I love about this Figma export is that it didn't just generate this large monolith of code, it generated individual, well-isolated components that make up the whole page. Now, this Figma mod, it only had a design for the product grid page, but not a single product detail page. So, let's build one.
And just like that.
So I'm going to open up Gemini in Firebase Studio, and I am going to paste in a prompt, but I will break it all down.
Awesome.
So I'm going to ask it to, I asked Firebase Studio to build a single product detail page, and I wanted to use the existing component system in sample data. Then I'll give a file name that I wanted to use, and I'll ask it to hook up to the routing system. And lastly, we're going to add a feature to create an add to cart button. Now, before I send in this prompt, I can use the model selector, and I can select to Gemini 2.5 Pro. And now, when I submit this,
AI brings. Now, Lorena and I want to talk to you.
Gemini in Firebase Studio gives me a breakdown of all the changes that it wants to make. But it's not going to make them all at once, because nobody wants to review a giant file of code. It's going to break things into multiple steps, making it easier to stay in the loop and review each change. So it starts by creating the full product detail page, and then after I create this file, it goes and updates the routing logic. Then, after that, it goes into the product detail card, and it wraps a link so it points to from the detail card to the individual page. And then after that, it identifies that it needs to update the data flow, and by having the correct data flow by passing in the product's ID.
Let's take a photo of Hannah and enjoy this.
And now this part is really cool. Gemini in Firebase Studio noticed that our product sample data didn't have a description property, so it wouldn't display any details about the detail page. So it updated the placeholder data and it generated descriptions for each product.
And then creating.
And lastly, it generates the add to cart button. And so now, once I update this file and go back into the web page, I can click around and I have myself a fully working product detail page. So all this was done in just a few minutes with a single import and a single prompt. So the front end, it brings the user experience to life. And for apps to truly perform, to handle complex data and connections, you need a backend. So right now in Firebase Studio, you can add your backend either by coding yourself or with help from Gemini. But wouldn't it be great if it just added a backend for you? So normally, when you're prototyping apps in Firebase Studio, we generate an app blueprint that details some of the most important characteristics of the app, such as features and a style guide. Well, rolling out starting today, we're adding a backend section to the app blueprint. Firebase Studio will detect when your app needs a backend and provision it for you if your prompt includes a database or authentication. So from this blueprint, Firebase Studio will set up the configuration for the backend services, and then it will also generate code to authenticate users and save data to a database. And when you're ready to publish, Firebase Studio will provision those backend services and deploy to Firebase App Hosting. So you can still jump into the coding workspace and extend your apps with any backend if you prefer a different stack or if your needs change as your app grows. These features are starting to roll out today, and we're rapidly adding new capabilities to Firebase Studio based on your feedback. So try it out now. All right. Another demo down, and we are into the home stretch. Next, if you want to start tuning your models, your own AI models, here's Gus to tell you all about what's new with Gemma.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, too. Thank you very much. Today has been all about making it easier for you to build great things with Gemini. But sometimes, you really want to fine-tune your own model. Like when you want AI to help you understand sensitive data, learn the details of your business, or even run offline. And that's why we released Gemma, our family of open models. With Gemma Open Models, we're bringing the magical AI experiences instantly and privately to our users' hands. About a month ago, we launched Gemma 3, state-of-the-art open models capable of running on a single cloud or desktop accelerator. But we kept cooking. And today, I'm thrilled to announce Gemma 3N, a model that can now run on as little as 2 gigabytes of RAM. Gemma 3N shares the same architecture as Gemini Nano. It is engineered for incredible performance. It's much faster and leaner mobile hardware compared to Gemma 3. We've also added audio understanding, make it truly multimodal. We're sharing Gemma 3N in preview today, inside on Google AI Studio and with Google AI Edge. And we're also bringing it to open source tools like Hugging Face, Olama, and Unslot, and the others, all in the coming weeks. The Gemma family is designed to be highly adaptable. And one domain where this openness and adaptability is showing incredible promise is healthcare. And today, I'm very excited to introduce MedGemma, our most capable collection of open models for multimodal medical text and image understanding. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. MedGemma works great across a range of medical image and text applications so that developers like you can adapt the model for their own health apps. For example, when you want to analyze radiology images or summarize patient information for physicians. And okay, let me show you something. Let me show you how easy it is to grab a Gemma model and build something completely unique for you. And so let me go here to Google Colab. Nice. And what we're going to do is we'll use Unsloth, which is a fantastic library for fine-tuning LLMs, like Gemma, for example, and it's much faster and uses less memory. And it runs great on NVIDIA GPUs that are on Google Colab free tier. For this demo, I want to show you how easy it is to fine-tune. My daughter and I, we have a unique emoji language for texting. It would be great to create a personalized translator for us. For example, when we talk about our dog Luna, you know what? Let me show you something. This is Luna. So when we talk about our dog Luna, it should automatically translate to her special emoji. So what I did is I created a custom data set to fine-tune Gemma to digit our specific emoji dialect. And in Colab, we do the same, right? We load the model, set up the environment, just the usual. Colab caches popular models so it loads really quickly. Training can take some time. Can take some time. So I've already formatted the data set, I did the training, and now I already have my custom model files. And here we go. So the thing is, I would like to compare my custom model against the original one and see if it really learned from my data. And to do that, I'm going to build a UI using the new AI collab, new AI first collab that we've just launched. It's an entirely new way to build faster. It's an agentic first experience that transforms coding into a dynamic conversation that helps you navigate complex tasks. So let me show it for you right here. Open the feature, let's put my prompt, and execute. So Colab now is generating for me the code. Oh, nice, already.
It has the feature performance libraries and tools that we need to build.
And it's here.
60% of the top 1,000 apps.
I think everyone is using Colab today. Nice, it's here. And there it is. So just like that, Colab created this application for me. But the thing is, we should test this, right? Any suggestions for prompts? Anything? Oh, sure, I can do that. Luna logs. Sorry, nervous. Strawberries. Correct? Yes, let's try that. And come on, demo. Ooh, worked. Let's zoom in for you. You see? There you can see the difference between my custom model and the base one, and that it really knows the language and the details about our emoji dialect, right? Isn't that cool? So this is a really fun example that highlights the power that you have, right? You take a base model like Gemma, you take accessible tools like Unsloth, and use the new AI first collab, and you can quickly build and fine-tune with your own personal data. And you can also deploy this using Google Cloud with Cloud Run, Vertex, or you can even use Google AI for local deployment. But the thing is, this my emoji project just scratches the surface, showing how to quickly build on a Gemma model for our own use case. What is truly inspiring is the Gemmaverse. Tens of thousands of model variants, tools and libraries created by you, the developer community. Gemma has been downloaded over 150 million times, and we've seen the community create close to 70,000 Gemma variants, hundreds of which are specifically for the world's diverse languages. Like the incredible story we shared last year of Navarasa, a Gemma model fine-tuned to speak 15 Indic languages. Gemma is available in over 140 languages and is the best multilingual open model on the planet. And we're excited to announce that we're expanding Gemma even further to sign languages. Sign Gemma, that's a good one. Sign Gemma is a new family of models trained to translate sign language to spoken language text, but it's African American Sign Language in English.
The last section, which is verifying that Android 3.
It's the most capable sign language understanding model ever, and we can't wait for you, developers, and deaf and hard of hearing communities to take this foundation and build with it. And that's not all. Gemma is also helping researchers expand our understanding to more than just human language. Just last month, we introduced Dolphin Gemma, the world's first large language model for dolphins. Yeah. To work with the researchers at Georgia Tech and the Wild Dolphin Project, Dolphin Gemma was fine-tuned on data from decades of field research to help scientists better understand patterns in how dolphins communicate. Can you imagine going to vacation someday and be able to talk to a dolphin? Let's check on the progress.
When I was 12 years old, I would page through the encyclopedia. I would stop at a whale and dolphin page, and I would go, I wonder what is going on in the minds of these animals. Language, to me, is the ultimate question about intelligence. The thing that we haven't been able to nail without a great tool. How do you decipher another species? The main use of Gemma is to eventually look at their natural language patterns and match it with the underwater video. That's how we really figure out their language if they had it. All right, beautiful day.
Imagine a world where you can talk to an animal. Dolphin Gemma is the first LLM for dolphins. We've leveraged over 40 years of thesis vocalization research to create this large language model to generate music-like dolphin sounds. These sounds will help us to one day hopefully communicate with the dolphins.
Dad shows up at my office one day, and he's wearing one of his many wearable computers. And I'm like, ooh, this guy's like a techno man, right?
Well, I do wearable computers. This sounds like a summer project. We'll get this done for you. Here it is 15 years later. We've engineered this chat junior device to play our synthetic dolphin sounds underwater. Let's switch on this one. That is the signature whistle for Denise. So whenever she's approaching the dolphin, she introduces herself.
So what they're doing is they're testing the distance at which the two chat boxes can efficiently recognize our synthetic sounds. Oh, there we go. All right. We want it to work close to 100% before we take it in with the dolphins. This is a dance between getting data and respecting their culture.
You know, I'm not very secretly so.
Okay, great.
The true breakthrough for me with Dolphin Gemma is that I can generate some so quickly. I just scroll through here and do days worth of work in minutes. If we can use this open model, people can take advantage of Denise's 20 years worth of research and use it to model for their own purposes.
Science is most exciting when you find something you're not expecting. You may discover something that you never even thought to look for. But that's the beauty. You'll know it's coming.
Isn't that amazing? The world's first large language model for dolphins. And it was made to run on this, right here, a Pixel 9 powered rig, just like this. So, all right, I can't help myself. We're going to do one more demo and then it's a wrap. Does that sound good? All right. So does everyone remember the Keynote companion app that Paige built right here at the desk? Let's bring it back up on stage and let's just see what it's on.
With these features, you can build
Hey, tell me, what do you think of today's announcements?
easily with dev tools.
Oh, I thought they were amazing. All the new features for developers are so exciting, especially the stuff with Gemini and the AI tools in Chrome. It's going to make it so much.
Wait, what about my demo, the one I did?
Building engaging
Your demo was
so critical.
Oh,
So my demo,
Seriously, see?
Digital space.
what was some advice you give people to build if you don't want to talk about my demo?
Core issues and expanding
I definitely recommend trying out the new AI features in Chrome DevTools. It looks like it's going to make debugging so much easier, especially with the AI assistants helping you fix issues
All
directly.
right, can you maybe just close us? Bit of fond farewell to the crowd. What's on your mind?
way to make this more tangible.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here today. We've seen some incredible innovations, and I can't wait to see what amazing things you'll build with all the new tools. Have a fantastic rest of I/O.
All right. Everything you've seen here is all going to be on io.google, so you can check it out. And don't forget to join your local Google developer program. You can connect to the local builders. And I hope all of you enjoy the rest of I/O. We're excited to see how you're going to change the future of software development. Thanks again.
Navigation affordances for the off-screen items. So I've got a class here, I've got a controls class. Let me just add that as well to that poster list and show you that. Okay, so we've got some buttons using this controls class, and I want to show you the code for this. So here you can see that those buttons were created using scroll button pseudo elements, and this is what the code looks like. We've got a scroll button right and a scroll button left. Now we styled these with the content property. There's a content property down here, and we've given them accessible labels.
Can we navigate through this carousel a little bit faster? I see a lot of them have those little navigation dots on the bottom.
Yes, we can do that. So let me show you our indicators. That's what the new scroll marker pseudo is for. So this is another pseudo element which can be styled similarly to scroll buttons. So here's our scroll marker down here. And we've also got another new pseudo class called target current that manages the active marker classes. And that's target current right over there. So let me just add in our indicators class. And bam, we now have scroll indicators.
One early adopter of this new CSS-based method of building carousels is Pinterest. Before, their development team spent so much time maintaining their custom-built JavaScript carousels. But earlier this year, Pinterest made the switch to using new CSS APIs for carousels, cutting down around 2,000 lines of JavaScript into just 200 lines of more performant browser-native CSS. That whopping 90% reduction in code improved overall performance, and it also noticeably improved product pin load times by 15%, which is a huge quality of life improvement for their users like me. Addy, how's your carousel going?
I thought I could use a little more finesse, so I added in some hero images. Here they are. They look a little bit pretty. And I also put it on a virtual stage. So check this out. Ooh. Isn't that nice? That's using scroll-driven animations. Now, I would love to put in a feature where you could easily hover and get a sense of what the view is like from there. So I'm going to add in the seat sections and seat details now.
I love that idea. Rich tooltips and preview cards are super common in web interfaces, but building and maintaining them, managing state, accessibility hooks, and events is still extremely challenging. So I can't wait for you to try the new experimental Interest Invoker API, which, when used with the existing anchor positioning and popover APIs, helps you build out accessible, complex, layered UI elements without JavaScript in a fraction of the time.
All right, so in this theater layout, we now have seat sections. Let's add in a seat preview for each of these sections so you can get a sense of what the stage looks like from them. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this eye icon. And ooh, check that out. So right now, this is a popover. All right, this is a popover. This is a popover, which is triggered on click. So let's have it show up when hovering or focusing instead. So to make this change, all we need to do is change our popover target to interest target. So we go back to our editor. I've got our I button here. And I'm just going to change this popover target. I'm going to type in interest target instead, and hit save. So let's do that hover. Let's do that again. Let's hover over the eye. Nice. So here, the browser is handling the state management, event listeners, ARIA labeling, and a lot more for you, making this complex interaction a breeze.
Building something like this was so hard to get right, and I can't believe how easy it is now. This is the power of modern CSS, turning complex UI challenges into straightforward, declarative code without frameworks, multiple libraries, and thousands of lines of JavaScript. But I know the big question that you're all asking is, will this work for my users? That's why we launched Baseline, to show you feature availability across all major browsers. But we know for Baseline to be truly useful, it has to be available in the tools that you use every day, like IDEs, linters, and analytics tools.
So here I am back in VS Code. Look what happens when I hover over some of these recent CSS additions. Right in the tooltip, you can see its baseline status and browser availability. No more switching between browser tabs to check in your compatibility. It's really nice.
And if these aren't your tools of choice, don't worry. ESLint can now be configured to warn you about anything that doesn't match your targeted baseline version for HTML and CSS files. This integration is also coming soon to VS Code-based IDEs and JetBrains WebStorm. Shall we get back to building our website, Addy?
Perfect timing. So I've made quite some progress. Come on, take a look.
Is that Find My Seat button new? It's not centered. Can we fix it?
Yeah, we can. So sure. This is actually a perfect opportunity to showcase some of our new AI features in Chrome DevTools. So let's take a closer look. I'm going to open up DevTools, and I'm just going to select the element that we're having some issues with, that Find My Seat. Now, if I right-click, I go to Ask AI. Check this out. This is something new. This is AI assistance that is baked in to the panel. Now, I'm just going to actually switch over right to here to show you this. One moment. Let's hope that the demo gods are with me. Alrighty. So we're going to go back to that Find My Seat. Going to select that one button there. Amazing. Now we're going to turn on AI assistance. Just make sure that that is all turned on. Awesome stuff. All right. So what I'm going to do here is, oh no. This is.
We're doing it live.
All right. So this is AI assistance baked into the panel. What I want to do now is just use natural language. I want to ask Gemini a question. What I'm going to say is, I set margin to 50%, but it still misaligned. How do I fix it?
So notice that I'm just using natural language, no complex queries, and just asking in plain language, and it seems to come back with a solution in mind. So let's see what it does when it's applied CSS rules for the margin. Okay, I think that what I need to do here is actually apply a transform fix. So let's see what it says. Perfect. All right, so it centered it for us. And now normally I copy this fix, I'd switch back to my editor, I'd find the right file, locate the right spot in the code, the usual drill. But Chrome 137, AI assistants can actually create and apply a fix directly from DevTools. So I connected DevTools to my local workspace. So if I expand unsaved changes here, and I hit apply to workspace, let's see what happens. So it's doing some magic behind the scenes. Okay, let's see if the demo guys stay with us here. All right. It should be applied directly to my source code. So ideally, no context switching, no copy fixers, we just get immediate results.
Now, Addy, speaking of fixes, why don't we show everybody the completely redesigned performance panel?
Yes, let me pull that right up. So here, I collected a quick performance trace. We're actually going to switch over to the other one. So here, I collected a quick performance trace, and in the performance insight sidebar, I can see a layout shift culprit. So let's figure out why this comes up. So we've got our layout shift covered here. We've got our Ask AI button. So you see this is a game changer. I'm just going to select this layout shift insight, and I'm going to ask Gemini. Okay, I need to actually switch over here. So let me go back to Ask AI, turn this on. Perfect stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Gemini, how can I prevent layout shifts on this page? So we're just going to go ahead, have Gemini do its stuff, and it's come back with a response. So with the current web font, there's actually a lot of layout shift, and this is already useful as it gives me a clear direction of what to do next. This is what I love about these new Chrome DevTools features. They don't just highlight problems, they help you understand and fix them without leaving your workflow.
AI in DevTools is such a great use case, and Gemini is not just helping you debug, but it also helps you to build. Last year, we announced Gemini Nano in Chrome and invited you to help shape the future of AI on the web. Since then, nearly 17,000 of you signed up for the early preview program, and we learned so much from you. Starting today, we're rolling out 7 AI APIs across various stages of availability. Backed by our best on-device models from Gemini Nano to Google Translate, these APIs in Chrome have been fine-tuned for the web. We're also working with other browsers to offer these same APIs backed by their own AI models so that you can use them everywhere. With Gemini Nano and our built-in APIs, the data never leaves the device. That's huge for schools, governments, and enterprises with strict compliance and data privacy rules. And it also means that you can affordably scale AI features to a massive audience. So many of you, that's exciting. So many of you out there are already using the power of these APIs for your applications. Like Deloitte, they're experimenting with an integration of Chrome's built-in AI APIs right into the Deloitte engineering platform to improve onboarding and navigation. 30,000 developers at Deloitte can find what they need at a projected 30% faster, while also giving better feedback to improve the platform.
So before we wrap up, I want to show you one more thing that's really exciting. Today we're unlocking new multimodal capabilities from Gemini Nano. Our multimodal built-in AI APIs let you create experiences where users can interact with Gemini using audio and image input. Let me show you how this works. So going back to our theater example, we can help people to find their seat like an AI usher. So for this, we need a function that can extract information from a photo of our ticket and highlight it in the app. And I want this to work on every device and in every browser. So we partnered with Gemini and Firebase to offer a hybrid solution that works everywhere, on device or in the cloud. So over here in our editor, we start by setting up Firebase and Gemini, and we define our model parameters. I'm just going to click through here and quickly show you we've got a prefer on device right over here, set as a configuration. The AI returns our information here. We're just configuring the image that's being formatted, and we're finally getting a response. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Now, normally I'd be doing this with my phone, but I'm just developing right now, and so I'm just going to use this webcam. I'm going to snap a photo of this ticket. Let's try this out. And bam. The built-in multimodal AI instantly located my seat section in the theater. It's awesome.
You don't have to wait to get your hands on these new tools. Many of these APIs are broadly available, and you can sign up for the early preview program today to start experimenting with these new multimodal AI and hybrid solutions. From building better UI and faster debugging to creating all new AI-powered features, we're constantly working to give you more tools to bring your vision to life. With your help, together, we can build a more powerful web made easier. And now let's check out how Firebase Studio is making it even easier to spin up a full stack app. Take it away, David.
Last month, we launched Firebase Studio, a cloud-based AI workspace where with a single prompt, you can create a fully functional app. You can lean on AI assistants throughout or dive into the code thanks to the full power of an underlying customizable VM that is open and extensible. Like product manager Erlen Van Reet, who had been kicking around an idea for a flexible platform for sharing things in your community for quite some time, but was actually able to bring it to life with Firebase Studio. You can prompt Firebase Studio to generate almost anything, like CRM tools, interview coaches, sales planners, and games. And today, we're adding more to Firebase Studio to help you build faster in every part of the development stack, from front end to back. Let's start with the front end. So if you're like me, then there are 2 stages you go through when you're handed an incredible looking design. In the first stage, you're excited to work on a project with such an awesome user interface. And in the second stage, well, you realize that you actually have to build it. Going from a design tool to a functional user interface running in a development environment can take a lot of work. And we wanted to simplify this process. So now you can bring your Figma designs right to life in Firebase Studio with some help from Builder.io. Now when you're in Figma, you can install the Builder.io plugin, click the export to Firebase Studio, and it translates all the component code and opens up a window with Firebase Studio for you to kickstart your development process. Let me show you it in action. So I'm here in Firebase Studio after importing a Figma mock of a furniture store app that was actually created in Stitch. Now we have this product grid listing page, and it's gone from a design to real app code up and running in a development workspace. I can scroll through all of these products, and since it's gone from design to real code, I can either dive right into the code, or I can ask Gemini in Firebase Studio to give me some advice on where to begin. And what I love about this Figma export is that it didn't just generate this large monolith of code, it generated individual, well-isolated components that make up the whole page. Now, this Figma mock, it only had a design for the product grid page, but not a single product detail page. So, let's go look. So I'm going to open up Gemini in Firebase Studio, and I am going to paste in a prompt, but I will break it all down. So I'm going to ask it to, I asked Firebase Studio to build a single product detail page, and I wanted to use the existing component system and sample data. Then I'll give a file name that I wanted to use, and I'll ask it to hook up to the routing system. And lastly, we're going to add a feature to create an add to cart button. Now, before I send in this prompt, I can use the model selector, and I can select to Gemini 2.5 Pro. And now, when I submit this, Gemini in Firebase Studio gives me a breakdown of all the changes that it wants to make. But it's not going to make them all at once, because nobody wants to review a giant file of code. It's going to break things into multiple steps, making it easier to stay in the loop and review each change. So it starts by creating the full product detail page. And then after I create this file, it goes and it updates the routing logic. Then, after that, it goes into the product detail card, and it wraps a loop, so it points to from the detail card to the individual page. And then after that, it identifies that it needs to update the data flow, and by having the correct data flow by passing in the product's ID. And now this part is really cool. Gemini in Firebase Studio noticed that our product sample data didn't have a description property, so it wouldn't display any details about the detail page. So it updated the placeholder data, and it generated descriptions for each product. And lastly, it generates the add to cart button. And so now, once I update this file and go back into the web page, I can click around and I have myself a fully working product detail page. So all this was done in just a few minutes with a single import and a single prompt. So the front end, it brings the user experience to life. And for apps to truly perform, to handle complex data and connections, you need a backend. So right now in Firebase Studio, you can add your backend either by coding yourself or with help from Gemini. But wouldn't it be great if it just added a backend for you? So normally, when you're prototyping apps in Firebase Studio, we generate an app blueprint that details some of the most important characteristics of the app, such as features and a style guide. Well, rolling out starting today, we're adding a backend section to the app blueprint. Firebase Studio will detect when your app needs a backend and provision it for you if your prompt includes a database or authentication. So from this blueprint, Firebase Studio will set up the configuration for the backend services, and then it will also generate code to authenticate users and save data to a database. And when you're ready to publish, Firebase Studio will provision those backend services and deploy to Firebase App Hosting. So you can still jump into the coding workspace and extend your apps with any backend if you prefer a different stack or if your needs change as your app grows. These features are starting to roll out today, and we're rapidly adding new capabilities to Firebase Studio based on your feedback, so try it out now. All right, another demo down, and we are into the home stretch. Next, if you want to start tuning your models, your own AI models, here's Gus to tell you all about what's new with Gemma.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, too. Thank you very much. Today has been all about making it easier for you to build great things with Gemini. But sometimes, you really want to fine-tune your own model. Like when you want AI to help you understand sensitive data, learn the details of your business, or even run offline. And that's why we released Gemma, our family of open models. With Gemma Open Models, we're bringing the magical AI experiences instantly and privately to our users' hands. A couple of months ago, we launched Gemma 3, state-of-the-art open models capable of running on a single cloud or desktop accelerator. But we kept cooking, and today I'm thrilled to announce Gemma 3N, a model that can now run on as little as 2 gigabytes of RAM. Gemma 3N shares the same architecture as Gemini Nano and is engineered for incredible performance. It's much faster and leaner mobile hardware compared to Gemma 3. We've also added audio understanding, making it truly multimodal. We are sharing Gemma 3N in preview today, starting on Google AI Studio and with Google AI Edge. And we're also bringing it to open source tools like Hugging Face, Olama, and Sloth, and the others, all in the coming weeks. The Gemma family is designed to be highly adaptable. And one domain where this openness and adaptability show incredible promise is healthcare. And today, I'm very excited to introduce MedGemma, our most capable collection of open models for multimodal medical text and image understanding. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. MedGemma works great across a range of medical image and text applications so that developers like you can adapt the model for their own health apps. For example, when you want to analyze radiology images or summarize patient information for physicians. And okay, I've talked a lot already. Let me show you something. Let me show you how easy it is to grab a Gemma model and build something completely unique for you. And so let me go here to Google Colab. Nice. And what we're going to do is we'll use Unsloth, which is a fantastic library for fine-tuning LLMs, like Gemma, for example, and it's much faster and uses less memory. And it runs great on NVIDIA GPUs that are on Google Colab tier. For this demo, I want to show you how easy it is to fine-tune. My daughter and I, we have a unique emoji language for testing. It would be great to create a personalized translator for us. For example, when we talk about our dog Luna, you know what? Let me show you something. This is Luna. So when we talk about our dog Luna, it should automatically translate to her special emoji. So what I did is I created a custom data set to fine-tune Gemma to teach it our specific emoji dialect. And in Colab, we do the same, right? We load the model, set up the environment, just the usual. Colab caches popular models, so it loads really quickly. Training can take some time. Can take some time. So I've already formatted the data set, I did the training, and now I already have my custom model variant. And here we go. So, but the thing is, I would like to compare my custom model against the original one and see if it really learned from my data. And to do that, I'm going to build a UI using the new AI first collab that we've just launched. It's an entirely new way to build faster. It's an agentic first experience that transforms coding into a dynamic conversation that helps you navigate complex tasks. So let me show it for you right here. Open the feature, then put my prompt and execute. So Colette now is generate for me the code. Oh, nice. Done already. Let's see. And let's see here. I think everyone is using Colette today. Nice, it's here. And there it is. So just like that, Colette created this application for me. But the thing is, we should test this, right? Any suggestions for prompts? Anything? Sure, I can do that. Lunar logs. Sorry, nervous. Strawberries. Correct? Yes, let's try that. Let's try that. And come on, demo. Ooh, worked. Let's zoom in for you. You see, there you go. You can see the difference between my custom model and the base one, and that it really knows the language and the details about our emoji dialect, right? Isn't that cool? So this is a really fun example that highlights the power that you have, right? You take a base model like Gemma, you take accessible tools like Unsloth, and use the new AI First Collab, and you can quickly build and fine-tune with your own personal data. And you can also deploy this using Google Cloud with Cloud Run, Vertex, or you can even use Google AI for local deployment. But the thing is, this My Emoji project just scratches the surface, showing how to quickly build on a Gemma model for our own use case. What is truly inspiring is the Gemmaverse. Tens of thousands of model variants, tools, and libraries created by you, the developer community. Gemma has been downloaded over 150 million times, and we've seen the community create close to 70,000 Gemma variants, hundreds of which are specifically for the world's diverse languages. Like the incredible story we shared last year of Navarasa, a Gemma model fine-tuned to speak 15 Indic languages. Gemma is available in over 140 languages and is the best multilingual open model on the planet. And we're excited to announce that we're expanding Gemma even further to sign languages. Sign Gemma, that's a good one, guys. Sign Gemma is a new family of models trying to translate sign language to spoken language text, but it's best at American Sign Language in English. It's the most capable sign language understanding model ever, and we can't wait for you, developers, and deaf and hard of hearing communities to take this foundation and build with it. And that's not all. Gemma is also helping researchers expand our understanding to more than just human language. Just last month, we introduced Dolphin Gemma, the world's first large language model for dolphins. Yeah. Working with the researchers at Georgia Tech and the Wild Dolphin Project, Dolphin Gemma was fine-tuned on data from decades of field research to help scientists better understand patterns in how dolphins communicate. Can you imagine going to vacation someday and be able to talk to a dolphin? Let's check on the progress.
When I was 12 years old, I would page through the encyclopedia, I would stop on the whale and dolphin page, and I would go, I wonder what is going on in the minds of these animals. Language, to me, is the ultimate question about intelligence. The thing that we haven't been able to nail without a great tool. How do you decipher another species? The main use of Dolphin Demo is to eventually look at their natural language patterns and match it with the underwater video. That's how we really figure out their language if they had it. All right, beautiful day. Woohoo!
Imagine a world where you can talk to an animal. Dolphin Gemma is the first LLM for dolphins. We've leveraged over 40 years of thesis vocalization research to create this large language model to generate new synthetic dolphin sounds. These sounds will help us to one day hopefully communicate with the dolphins.
Bash shows up at my office one day, and he's wearing one of his many wearable computers. I'm like, ooh, this guy's like a techno man, right?
I said, well, I do wearable computers. This sounds like a summer project. We'll get this done for you. Here it is 15 years later. We've engineered this chat junior device to play our synthetic dolphin sounds underwater. Let's see which one this one is. That is the signature whistle for Denise. So whenever she's approaching the dolphin, she can introduce herself.
So what they're doing is they're testing the distance at which the two chat boxes can efficiently recognize our synthetic sounds. All right. We want it to work close to 100% before we take it in with the dolphins. This is dance between getting data and respecting their culture.
No, I'm not very serious, so.
You did great.
The true breakthrough for me with Dolphin Gemma is that I can generate so many so quickly. I just scroll through here and do days worth of work in minutes. If we can use this open model, people would take advantage of Denise's 4 years worth of research and use it to model for their own purposes.
Science is most exciting when you find something you're not expecting. You may discover something that you never even thought to look for. But that's the beauty. You don't know what's coming.
Isn't that amazing? The world's first large language model for dolphins. And it was made to run on this, right here, a Pixel 9 powered rig, just like this. So, all right, I can't help myself. We're gonna do one more demo and then to wrap. Does that sound good? All right. So does everyone remembers the Keynote companion app that Paige built right here at the desk? Let's bring it back up on stage, and let's just see what it thought. Hey, tell me, what do you think of today's announcements?
Oh, I thought they were amazing. All the new features for developers are so exciting, especially the stuff with Gemini and the AI tools in Chrome. It's going to make it so much...
Wait, what about my demo, the one I did?
Your demo was fan...
Oh, so my demo. What?
Seriously, see?
What was some advice you'd give people to build if you don't want to talk about my demo?
I definitely recommend trying out the new AI features in Chrome DevTools. It looks like it's going to make debugging so much easier, especially with the AI assistants helping you fix issues directly.
All right, can you maybe just close us? Bit of fond farewell to the crowd. What's on your mind?
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for being here today. We've seen some incredible innovations, and I can't wait to see what amazing things you'll build with all the new tools. Have a fantastic rest of I.O.
All right. Everything you've seen here is all going to be on io.google, so you can check it out. And don't forget to join your local Google developer program. You can connect to the local builders. And I hope all of you enjoy the rest of I.O. We're excited to see how you're going to change the future of software development. Thanks again.